Chapter 5293. On the other side, Lin Xian also returned. However, they were taken away by the people from the Nebula Immortal platform. Your Highness, don't worry. We don't have any bad intentions. The people from the Starfall Immortal platform said. Madame Purple Star frowned. Lin Gongzi was invited by the 9 Stars platform. What do you want? The people from the Starfall Immortal platform said. We weren't worried before, but Quasi-Emperor, after the news of the Longevity Ascension came out, can the 9 Stars Immortal platform remain calm? I can't be sure. Madame Purple Star's expression changed. What do you mean? Lin Gongzi, we definitely don't mean to harm you. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes as he looked at Madame Headmaster Zi Xing. We went through life and death together. I naturally believe you. However, the longevity lamp is too mysterious. Can you guarantee that no one will covet it? Madame Purple Star fell silent. She was just a young genius. She couldn't make the decision on the 9 Stars platform. However, she soon looked at the Starfall Immortal platform. Can you guarantee that no one will covet the longevity lamp? Yes. The Starfall Immortal platform's palace master personally walked over and greeted His Highness. I represent the Starfall Immortal platform and fully support Your Highness. Let's see who dares to resist. Madame Purple Star was stunned. She didn't expect the Nebula Immortal platform to be completely on Lin Xian's side. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes. He said, All right, as long as you don't let me down. I will definitely let you regain your glory in the future. Your Highness, you are too polite. You can ascend to the 4th palace. You can even summon the phantom of our ancestor. We naturally have to respect you. All right, then I won't be polite. What's the situation now? Lin Xian asked. While he was asking, the other immortal platforms quickly gathered. Someone said, Have you heard? Lin Woody obtained the longevity lamp. Damn it, he's an outsider. What right does he have to obtain it? That's right. This belongs to the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. Only our immortal platforms have the right to obtain it. Find him and take back the longevity lamp. If he obediently hands it over, then forget it. If he doesn't, I don't care if he's a young supreme. In our Yuhua Immortal Dynasty, even dragons have to bow down to us. The eyes of those at the 9-Star Immortal Foundation also flickered when they heard the news. Princess 9-Star asked. Where was Lin Gongzi? Ask them to come back. As for whether or not he would attack when he returned, he did not say. However, there was a trace of coldness in his eyes. For a moment, undercurrents were surging. On this day, an expert came early. A few silhouettes descended, each with a 9-Star Immortal Foundation. A terrifying aura came crashing down like 100,000 mountains. The 9-Star Immortal Foundation trembled as the formation flashed. Guards rushed out from below. Who was it? He actually dared to behave atrociously here. Hurry up and scram, or I'll let you. He died without a burial place. These people roared. When the newcomers heard this, they snorted coldly. Threatening us? I think you guys don't want to live anymore. Tell your Immortal Foundation Hall Master to come out. We have something to see him about. Who do you think you are? How dare you ask our Palace Master to come out? You! Are you even worthy? The guards sneered. However, they soon couldn't laugh anymore. One of the people in front of him threw out a punch. A punch was thrown out. The bodies of the 5 bodyguards were instantly penetrated and torn to pieces. At the same time, he threw his head back and roared. 9-Star Hall Master, come out for me. His voice was like 10,000 claps of thunder, ringing out in the air. The people at the 9-Star Immortal Foundation were all stunned when they heard this. They raised their heads and stared at the sky. Heavens, who dared to behave atrociously here? And they wanted to see their palace master directly? Who was it? Courting death. How could the sacred ground of the Immortal Foundation allow you to behave atrociously? A beam of sword light arced through the air, as fast as a shooting star. However, the person in front slapped out with a palm, containing the power to split the heavens and earth. The sword light was shattered. The 9-star Immortal Foundation expert coughed out blood and was sent flying. His face was filled with terror. The others also exclaimed. This was the aura of primal chaos. It was someone from the primal chaos race. Don't act first. They stopped him. An elder walked out and clasped his fists. Are you a fellow Taoist from the primal chaos race? The person in front stood with his hands behind his back. He spoke. Seems like you have some knowledge. We are indeed from the primal chaos race. It was really them. But soon they were enraged. The primal chaos race is powerful, but we, the 9-star Immortal Foundation, are not to be trifled with. That's right, when did we offend you? Why did you come and destroy our mountain gate? Are you not putting us in your eyes at all? These people were extremely angry. The expert from the primal chaos snorted coldly. No enmity? What a joke. Was Lin Woody invited by you guys? Where is he? Tell him to come out and accept his death. At this point, a terrifying killing intent radiated from them. The expressions of the people at the main Immortal Foundation changed. The other party was actually here to look for Lin Woody. Damn it, Lin Woody was indeed invited by them. It was just that he only had these connections. The other party came knocking on their door because of this. They were so angry that they almost vomited blood. As expected, the third elder of the 9-star Immortal Foundation said, So you guys are here to look for Lin Woody? Our relationship with Lin Woody isn't that deep. Moreover, after Lin Woody returned, he didn't come to our 9-star Immortal Foundation. According to the information we received, he went to the Nebula Immortal Foundation. If you guys want to look for him, go to the Starfall Immortal Foundation. The expert from the Primal Chaos sneered. Do you think we are 3-year-old children? If the Nebula Immortal Foundation snatched your man, you guys will ignore it. According to the information we received, Lin Woody was invited by you. He must be here. Hand him over obediently. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. Even if he really isn't here, you guys have to be responsible for finding him. 3 days' time. If I don't see Lin Woody after 3 days, don't blame us for killing you. The people from the 9-star Immortal Foundation went crazy after hearing this. Damn it, these guys were actually so arrogant. Were they not putting them in their eyes? What's there to be arrogant about? It's just a few people and they dare to behave atrociously in our territory. Let's attack together and kill them. Yes, that's right. Killing them would be as easy as flipping one's hand. Many people soared into the sky. They carried extremely terrifying laws on their bodies. However, the third elder shook his head. Don't act rashly. The primal chaos race was able to split heaven and earth. They had a mysterious power. And among the primal chaos race, there was a double-crowned king. His future was limitless. More importantly, it was said that the primal chaos race had a quasi-emperor. In the era when the great emperors didn't appear, a quasi-emperor could sweep the world. Who could be a match for such a family? Therefore, if they really fought, the 9-star Immortal Foundation would very likely suffer heavy losses. If they really provoked a quasi-emperor, they would definitely die. The third elder's face was filled with smiles. It's a misunderstanding. There is no hatred between us. Don't let our two factions become enemies just because of Lin Woody. Everyone, please. They respectfully invited the members of the Hundun clan into the palace. Men, give me a good reception, the third elder said loudly. At the same time, he waved his hand and summoned 2 more elders. Bring people to the Starfall Immortal Foundation and bring Lin Woody back. Chapter 5294. The 2 elders brought their men to the Fallen Star Immortal Plateau. What are you 2 doing here? The elder of the Fallen Star Immortal Plateau laughed. The elder of the 9-star Immortal Plateau said, Cut the crap. We are here to pick up Lin Gongzi. What Lin Gongzi? Are you talking about His Highness? You came at the wrong time. Lin Gongzi has something to do. As for when he will be back, we don't know. Why don't you come back a year later? A year? The elder of the 9-star Immortal Plateau was furious. Do you think we are idiots? Do you think we are idiots? The face of the fallen star Immortal Plateau's expert also darkened. Do you think we don't know that the Hundun tribe is coming? The elder of the 9-star Immortal Plateau's face changed. The Hundun tribe has a boundary emperor. They are extremely powerful. Now that they want Linwoody, if you still insist on protecting him, we will not let you off. Then don't blame us for being impolite. We will report the situation truthfully. When the time comes, the Hundun tribe will point their swords at you. Let's see if your Nebula Immortal Plateau can withstand it. At this point, they sneered and turned to leave. The face of the Nebula Immortal Plateau's expert turned solemn. They did not expect the experts of the Hundun tribe to come. These people had the power to split heaven and earth. They even had a boundary emperor behind them. They did not even care about the monarch tribe, let alone the immortal platforms. This matter caused countless elders to worry. Even the falling star hall's hall master sucked in a breath of cold air. He personally went to find Lin Xian and explained the situation to him. Could it be that they are here for the longevity lamp? Lin Xian shook his head and sneered. They are here for revenge. I defeated Hun Tian in the immortal land. I guess Hun Tian can't take this lying down, so he found someone to take revenge. He is really a piece of trash. He did not have the courage to find me. What a piece of trash. He is not worthy of being the Double Crown champion. Hearing this, the surrounding experts and elders sucked in a breath of cold air. Trash? No one would believe him if he said it out loud. However, if what Linwoody said was true, then it was understandable. Because Linwoody had defeated Hun Tian, he was qualified to say such words. In the next moment, Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. The Hundun clan is coming at us aggressively. What do you plan to do? Are you going to hand me over? The Nebula Palace Master shook his head. We don't dare. We have already said that we will stand on His Highness' side. Please rest assured, Your Highness. Since it's a matter between you and Hun Tian, then it's a matter between young people. Young people's problems naturally had to be solved using young people's methods. Why don't we hold a martial arts conference for the younger generation and gather these geniuses together again? Your Highness, you can also solve this problem. As for those experts, I don't think they have the face to make a move in front of young people. All right, let's do that then. Lin Xian nodded. He also knew that it was impossible for his immortal foundation to start a war with the primal chaos race. After all, the Hundun tribe had quasi-emperors, which was very dangerous. Lin Xian's expression was solemn. He didn't expect that he would be targeted by the Hundun clan again. How despicable. At the same time, he also knew that because of the longevity lamp, the other immortal foundation experts would definitely target him. Lin Xian laughed coldly. Bring it on then. So what if I have to make the entire world my enemy? Soon, the news spread that the Nebula Immortal Platform was going to hold a martial arts conference for the younger generation again. The moment the news came out, countless people were shocked. Who would be in the mood to participate in this? But when they found out that the first person invited by the Nebula Immortal Platform was Hun Tian, they were shocked. Many people were shocked. Everyone said that Linwoody was at the Nebula Immortal Platform. Now that the experts of the Hundun clan were coming, the other party invited Hun Tian. Interesting. It seemed that the Nebula Immortal Platform wanted to help Linwoody resolve this crisis. Let's go and take a look. They were interested. Hun Tian, the double champion, had a strong reputation. And Linwoody was a new force to be reckoned with, not to mention that he had obtained a mysterious treasure in the immortal land. Everyone naturally wanted to go and take a look. So in an instant, countless people gathered. Gu Feng's face was gloomy. He also went. On the other side, Yu Wadao also went. Long Wu of the Thousand Dragons Court also arrived with the experts of the Dragon Clan. At the same time, a figure walked out of the immortal land. This figure looked a little pale, and he was dressed in cotton clothes. The aura on his body was incomparably mysterious. He was Yao Guang. At this moment, not only did he come out, but he also brought out the remnant soul of the Nine Heavens Quasi-Emperor. After knowing about Linwoody and Hun Tian, he sneered and walked out. Lin Wudi and Hun Tian, these two people, he would not let them off. Sooner or later, he would devour both of them. Although it was a gathering for the younger generation, there were also many experts of the older generation who were prepared to go and watch. They were really curious about the longevity lamp. Among them, there was a figure in a black robe. He was very strange, like a ghost. He looked at the Nebula Immortal platform in the distance and smiled. Longevity lamp, kid, you are really lucky. Long time no see, I didn't expect you to have obtained the longevity lamp. Thinking of this, his body swayed and walked into the distance. In an instant, the wind and clouds gathered on the Nebula Immortal platform. The Nebula Immortal platform naturally opened its doors to receive guests. Whether it was young geniuses or experts of the older generation, as long as they came, they would be invited in. And in the core of the Immortal platform, Lin Xian sat there cross-legged. He entered the sword world, and he knew that there would be countless experts coming this time. So he had to prepare in advance. In the sword world, there was an intact corpse. It was the corpse of the magnetic quasi-land. Lin Xian took a deep breath and said, Senior, this time I am in danger again. Maybe I will use your corpse again. If I don't forgive you, when I become the great emperor, I will find a good place to bury you. Lin Xian bowed respectfully to the corpse of the magnetic quasi-land. The Hellfire Dragon flew over and said, Kid, are you really going to use it? The burden on your soul is very big. Even if you have the Rinnegan, you have to use it carefully. What I know is that once the Rinnegan is overused, there will be terrible consequences. There is even a possibility that your eyes will be destroyed. I know, I will be careful. Lin Xian took a deep breath. He would not always rely on the power of the quasi-emperor corpse. But this time he was really anxious. So many people wanted to kill him, and even the experts of the older generation had come. He had to use the quasi-emperor corpse. He had to make a show of strength. He wanted to let everyone know that he, Lin Xian, was not someone to be trifled with. With the power of his Rinnegan, he could only use the quasi-emperor corpse once more. But this time, he had to set off a storm. Thinking of this, Lin Xian stood up, his eyes shining with a cold light. I want to see who dares to be my enemy this time. Chapter 5295. There were already many people outside. They were all looking for Lin Xian. However, it seemed that Lin Xian hadn't arrived yet. At this moment, a mysterious man in a black robe floated into the distance. Who are you? The core area is in front. You can't enter. A guard stopped him. The mysterious man in the black robe said, I'm here to look for Lin Xian. Why are you looking for His Highness? These guards were extremely nervous. The man in the black robe smiled and said, Tell him. I said he's Master He. I'm here to look for him. The guards were puzzled. This is His Highness's master? They were stunned. He Shan stood with his hands behind his back. Hurry up and inform him. If you tell him, he'll definitely come to see me. All right, just you wait. One of the guards flew towards the core area. He found Lin Xian. Your Highness, someone is looking for you outside. Oh, who is it? Lin Xian asked. The guard said. He said he's your Master He. Lin Xian was stunned when he heard that. Who is Master He? He's so reckless. What does he look like? The guard said. He's wearing a black robe. His aura is cold. He doesn't look like a good person. It's him. Lin Xian's eyes lit up. Let him in. Lin Xian had already guessed who it was. Soon, He Shan came in. Kid, how have you been? Let Master He take a good look at you. Lin Xian's face turned black. Damn you. It's really you, old man. Lin Xian realized that it was indeed He Shan. He Shan flew over and said with a smile, I heard you got the longevity lamp. Take it out and let me see. I thought you felt that I was in danger and came to help me. You actually came to see the longevity lamp. Lin Xian gritted his teeth, but he still took it out. He knew He Shan's temper. A longevity lamp jumped gently, releasing a mysterious aura. He Shan looked at him non-stop. Then, he exclaimed, "It's amazing. No wonder so many people want it. You know him?" Lin Xian was also puzzled. Black Mountain spoke. He had heard that the Heavenly Court and the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty had some connections. When I was in the Heavenly Court, I read about the longevity lamp. This thing seems to be related to the Emperor realm, so you must protect it well. Lin Xian was also shocked that it was related to the Great Emperor. No wonder he couldn't figure out what it was even after studying it for so long. It seemed like his cultivation level wasn't high enough. While the two of them were chatting, more and more experts were arriving outside. Kunpingzi also came. People from the Purple Mansion also came, and Shinjingqiu was among them. At this moment, an earth-shattering power appeared between heaven and earth, shattering the void. Countless large cracks appeared. Countless people cried out in alarm. The people of the Primal Chaos clan had arrived. Sure enough, the aura of chaos gathered between heaven and earth, and the people of the Han Dun clan appeared. The leader was Hun Tian. After Hun Tian descended, he said, "Lin Woody! Did he not dare to come out? Get over here and accept your death." An angry roar shook the surroundings. Countless people were shocked. These people were indeed here for Lin Woody. The elder of the Star Cloud Immortal Palace walked out and said, "Everyone, please calm down. Our Highness will come out soon. Everyone, please take a seat first." Another man from the Handan clan walked out. This middle-aged man's aura was incomparably terrifying. He snorted coldly, "I'll give you 3 seconds to get Lin Woody out. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite." When these words came out, the people of the Starfall Immortal platform were enraged. Their faces darkened. You have to understand that this is the Starfall Immortal platform, not a place where anyone can behave atrociously. Was the Starfall Immortal platform very powerful? "If you dare to stop us, we'll just kill you." The middle-aged man from the Handan clan was incomparably domineering. Terrifying killing intent erupted from his body and swept out in all directions. The faces of the elders changed. Even the Starfall Immortal Palace Master walked out and shouted angrily, "Stop! Stop! Be obedient, and there's still room for negotiation. Otherwise, today will be the day of your Starfall Immortal Palace's destruction." They were incomparably domineering. The others were also in an uproar. One must know that this was the Yuhua Immortal Dynasty. But the Handan clan didn't care at all. They wanted to see the reactions of the other immortal platforms. At this time, someone from the Magnetism Immortal platform walked out and sneered, "I advise you to ask Lin Woody to hand it over. Otherwise, your Starfall Immortal platform will end up in a miserable state." "That's right. Starfall Immortal platform, I'll give you some advice. Don't go against the Handan clan. You can't fight against them. Also, the longevity lamp in Lin Woody's hand belongs to the Magnetism Quasi-Emperor. He's our ancestor. The longevity lamp can only belong to us. Ask him to hand it over. Otherwise, we won't let you off." There were also experts from the Thousand Dragons Imperial Court who sneered, "Lin Woody will definitely die today. We have to avenge our prince." Hearing these voices, the scalps of the surrounding people went numb. It's over. Every one of these people was an earth-shattering expert. Now that they attacked together, Lin Woody was probably in danger. Last time, Lin Woody was in danger of being killed. However, a quasi-emperor appeared behind Lin Woody. He stopped the battle. From then on, no one dared to touch him. However, it was different now. The Handan clan also had a quasi-emperor who could fight against the expert behind Lin Xian. Therefore, this time, no one could help the other party. Lin Woody was definitely going to die. Thinking of this, some people sneered. This Lin Woody is not simple. He has the 9-yang divine body and the inheritance of a great emperor. I don't think he deserves these treasures. Kill him and we'll split the treasures." His voice was erratic. However, the eyes of many turned red. That was indeed the case. Lin Xian had too many treasures on him. If they could get one of them, they would be able to achieve meteoric success. Ants like you dare to have designs on me? I think you're tired of living. At this time, a cold voice sounded. Everyone's scalps went numb. The next moment, they saw someone walk out. They turned around and exclaimed, "It's Lin Woody!" What? He actually dared to come out. Shouldn't he be hiding in fear now? He's an idiot. He'll definitely die if he comes out. Lin Xian strode over, followed by Murong Qingqing and the others. There was also a black-robed man, Black Mountain. After the group of people arrived, Lin Xian looked disdainfully in all directions. Who was the one who said that he wanted my 9-yang divine body and the inheritance of a great emperor? Step forward. I'll give him a chance. His gaze swept across all directions. However, the surroundings were silent. No one dared to step forward. After all, Lin Woody's reputation was built on his strength. Lin Xian sneered. I said that you're trash, but you don't believe me. You don't even have the courage to come out and fight me. You're a bunch of trash. What did you say? Is someone angry? Lin Xian sneered. I said that you're all trash. Are you unhappy? If you're unhappy, come over and fight. Whoever wants the treasures will have to live to take them. Lin Xian was also angry. In the shocking battle, Lord Alcohol appeared and intimidated the world. No one dared to deal with him. He didn't expect that these people would gather together again. Why do they have a death wish? Chapter 5296. Kid, you're too arrogant. Do you really think you're invincible? A middle-aged man from the Hundun race snorted. He slapped out with his palm. The terrifying palm blotted out the sky as it charged toward Lin Xian. How terrifying! Countless people exclaimed. They didn't expect that it wasn't Hun Tian who attacked. It was someone else. Lin Xian's face darkened. However, he didn't attack or retreat. The elder from the Nebula Immortal platform snorted and punched out. This punch was like a meteor, emitting a bright light. It blocked the Hundun palm. At the same time, the elder roared. You dare to attack our highness? The people from the Hundun race had a cold expression. At this moment, the person from the 9-star Immortal platform walked out and said, Nebula Immortal platform, on account of the descendant of the Yuhua Immortal dynasty, I'll give you a piece of advice. Don't bother about this matter anymore. The 9-star Immortal platform restrained the Starfall Immortal platform. The middle-aged man from the Hundun race sneered. Let's see who can save you this time. He attacked again, bringing with him a terrifying power. The surrounding people felt their scalps go numb. It seemed like the Hundun race came prepared. Such a terrifying attack, the young man couldn't block it. No matter how strong Lin Woody was, he wouldn't be able to block it. Lin Xian's expression was cold. The Hundun race was really courting death. He still didn't attack. Behind Heishan, a burly man attacked. The axe in his hand slashed down, tearing the clouds apart. He blocked the Hundun palm again. He blocked it again. Countless people exclaimed. They didn't realize that they didn't know the person who attacked this time. The middle-aged man from the Hundun race frowned. He stared at the other party and asked coldly, Who are you? How dare you interfere in the matters of the Hundun race? Do you want your race to be annihilated? Is the Hundun race that powerful? The burly man snorted. Heishan also walked out and sneered. You're a saint, lord. How dare you attack a young man? Is your face a dog's body? You're courting death. The middle-aged man from the Hundun race roared. A terrifying killing intent swept towards Heishan. Heishan snorted. A terrifying aura also surged from his body. Why? Are you angry? You want to kill me? Unfortunately, you can't kill me. Let me ask you, is the Primal Chaos clan as shameless as Heishan? He was actually despicable enough to attack a young man. The people of the Hundun clan shouted coldly. What we do has nothing to do with you. Scram. Black Mountain laughed. Others might be afraid of you, but our heavenly court is not afraid of your Primal Chaos race. As soon as these words came out, the surrounding people were also surprised. The people of the heavenly court were truly shocked. Unexpectedly, Black Mountain was actually from the Heavenly Court. Even the Hundun race's expression changed. Naturally, they had heard of the Heaven Court before. But soon, the middle-aged man laughed. What can a mere Heavenly Court do to me? You were all wiped out tens of thousands of years ago. Even if there are still people alive now, they are all stray dogs. You should worry about how to survive. If you dare to meddle in the affairs of the Primal Chaos tribe again, I will send you to hell immediately. He Shan snorted coldly. Was that so? Do you like to bully young people so much? All right, I'll bully the young people today as well. He must be the double-crowned King Hun Tian. Today, I will kill him as the divine ancestor. I'll let you have a taste of what it's like to be suppressed. Damn it, how dare you! That middle-aged man roared in anger. The other experts of the Primal Chaos tribe were also on guard. They quickly protected Hun Tian. Hun Tian's face was cold. When He Shan saw this, he laughed out loud. Why? Are you guys very angry? Are you worried? You guys should know that this doesn't feel good, right? Then why did you guys use the divine ancestor to kill Lin Xian? Since you guys don't abide by the rules, then come and hurt each other. Anyway, our heavenly court doesn't have many people. After killing your double-crowned king, we will find a world to go into seclusion for 500 years. I reckon you guys won't be able to find us in this lifetime. But it's different for the Primal Chaos tribe. If you guys dare to make a move on Lin Xian, you will be offending a boundary emperor. Even if the Primal Chaos tribe is too strong, can you guys escape? Your family is right there. When the boundary emperor comes looking for you, even if you don't die, you will suffer a great loss. The moment these words came out, the others were in an uproar. That was indeed the case. The faces of the Primal Chaos tribe turned extremely ugly. You dare to threaten us? Black Mountain sneered. Yes, I am. What can you do to me? Bite me? The Primal Chaos tribe was so angry that they vomited blood. The others didn't dare to say anything. For a moment, the atmosphere was extremely strange. Lin Xian's lips curled up. He stood with his hands behind his back and watched quietly. At this moment, someone spoke again. It was the people from the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform. They said, "We don't care about the grudges between you guys. We only want one thing, the longevity lamp. That belongs to our ancestors. Only the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform deserves to have it. Hurry up and hand it over." That's right. It's someone else's treasure. Give it back. The people from Wan Chao Chao snorted. The people from the Purple Mansion also said, Lin Woody, hand over the treasure. It doesn't belong to you. The moment these words came out, the faces of the people from the Starry Sky Immortal platform changed again. They didn't expect trouble to come after solving a crisis. Lin Xian laughed. It doesn't belong to me? What a joke. Back then, there were many people in the Origin Magnetic Immortal Cave. Are you guys blind? Or did water enter your brain? Back then, the Origin Magnetic Quasi-Emperor personally said that he would give it to me. In this world, there's no one more suitable than me to get it. What a joke! Who can prove it? The Palace Lord of the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform walked out and shouted coldly. The people from the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty sneered. Who are you trying to fool? Why should the Quasi-Emperor give it to you? The people from the Purple Mansion also said, Stop dreaming. Hurry up and hand it over. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Who can prove it? He pointed in all directions. They can prove it. Kun Pingzi can prove it, the Fire Qilin can prove it, all the top geniuses from the Immortal platform can prove it. Because they are all here. You are talking nonsense. We don't know. The genius from the Greenwood Immortal platform snorted. The people from the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty also laughed. How can we not know? Lin Xian said. Is that so? Then do you dare to swear on your martial heart? The moment these words came out, no one dared to speak. This oath wasn't something that could be casually said. One must know that at their level of cultivation, there were some things that they had to respect. For example, swearing on their martial heart. If they lied, they might be struck by lightning. Even if they weren't struck by lightning, they would have a heart demon in the future. It would be difficult to progress further on the martial path. Hence, no one dared to speak. Lin Xian sneered. Why don't you dare? Didn't you swear that you didn't see it? This means that you guys are guilty. The surrounding people were slapped in the face, but they couldn't refute. Lin Xian snorted coldly. He stared at the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform. Did you see it? They can all prove it. As for you guys, you keep saying that you are the descendants of the Origin Magnetic Quasi-Emperor. But you guys don't respect your ancestor at all. You even want to go against the orders of your ancestor. Do you guys not recognize this ancestor? Chapter 5297. The people from the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform were stunned. They couldn't answer. Because if they didn't admit it, and continued to oppose Lin Xian, it meant that they didn't recognize their ancestor. But if they recognized their ancestor, it would be the opposite of what they said before. It would be a slap to their faces. For a moment, they were so angry that their bodies trembled. Lin Xian sneered. You're still embarrassing yourself here. Get lost. The people from the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform gritted their teeth. Damn brat, don't be too arrogant. That's right, you have the protection of the Heavenly Court. Otherwise, would you dare to be so arrogant here? Lin Xian laughed. Do I need to rely on others to be arrogant? Humph, I'll give you a chance to fight one-on-one. Make your move. Fine, that's what you said. The people from the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform snorted. They looked at one of the figures. Fairy, please make your move. A woman in colorful clothes walked out. She was beautiful and had a cold aura. Her appearance attracted the attention of countless people. Who was this person? Oh heavens, could she be the legendary Yu Linglong? She had the 9 stars body. What? The 9 stars body also appeared? This was also a super strong body in the universe. The 9 stars body had the heart of 7 orifices. Such a physique possessed a powerful recovery ability and vitality. Moreover, the heart of 7 orifices allowed one's comprehension of the Tao to surpass others. Hence, the 9 stars body was an extremely terrifying body. Hearing this, the surrounding people were shocked. They didn't expect another super strong body to appear. Yu Linglong also walked out. She looked at Lin Xian and said, You must be Lin Woody. Do you dare to fight with me? The wager is the longevity lamp. If you lose, you have to obediently hand over the longevity lamp. How about it? Lin Xian laughed when he heard that. What if you lose? If I lose, you can do whatever you want to me. How about that? That's fair, right? Yu Linglong said. Her eyes were filled with confidence because she felt that she wouldn't lose. She was extremely confident in the 9 stars body. Lin Xian nodded. All right, let's do it. How do you want to fight? Yu Linglong said. Of course, I can't rely on weapons. You have an extreme weapon, and if you use it, I really can't defeat you. Lin Xian said. Don't worry, I definitely won't use an extreme grade weapon. Now you can relax. That's good. Yu Linglong smiled. Without her extreme grade weapon, she didn't fear her opponent. She said, Then I'll have a taste of your 9 yang divine body. Is it comparable to my exquisite body? At this point, a multicolored light soared from her body, turning into countless laws and chains that danced in the sky. She was like a god, standing tall in the void. The surrounding people were shocked and cried out in alarm. This was the exquisite body. It's too mysterious. I think Lin Woody has met a strong enemy this time. Lin Xian coldly snorted, an extremely terrifying light erupting from his eyes. It formed a monstrous rune, which then turned into a blade of reincarnation that slashed forward. At this moment, an eye appeared between heaven and earth, causing everyone to feel fear. What kind of eyes were those? They all went crazy. Even Yu Linglong's pupils constricted. Her expression changed. The next moment, she roared angrily, and the exquisite body's laws soared into the sky to resist. However, the blade of reincarnation slashed down, splitting her in half. The godlike body fell down, blood staining the sky red, and the laws shattered. The surrounding people were all stunned. They couldn't believe what they were seeing. Many people were so scared that they knelt on the ground. How was this possible? That was the exquisite body, and it was killed in one blow. The light of reincarnation in Lin Xian's eyes disappeared, and he said coldly, "The exquisite body was only SOSO." His voice was sonorous, and even heaven and earth rumbled. The surrounding people's scalps went numb. Previously, in their opinion, there should be a shocking battle between the exquisite body and the nine-yang divine body. It was hard to say who would win and who would lose. But who would have thought that Lin Xian didn't use the nine-yang divine body at all, but a godlike eye? Especially that ray of light just now, it was too terrifying. The people from the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform were also stunned. How was this possible? A supreme expert that they had invited had fallen just like that? Was Lin Woody already so terrifying? Lin Xian said coldly. Who else are you going to send? I'll take them all. The people from the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform fell silent. Even the exquisite body was no match for him. Who could compete? The others were even more shocked. Lin Xian sneered. Now you still say that I relied on the heavenly court to be strong? Everyone was shocked. As expected of a supreme being. No one could compare to Lin Woody. Lin Xian turned to look at his surroundings and stared at Hun Tian. Then he looked at the people from the Purple Mansion and said coldly, "What about you?" Those people were also silent. Lin Xian looked at Xinjingqiu and said, "Qiu, come back. No matter what you need, I'll give it to you. Don't stay in the Purple Mansion anymore." Xinjingqiu nodded. She said, "Okay." She walked forward. At this moment, the Purple Mansion's mansion lord stood out and stopped her. "Don't forget the agreement between us." Xinjingqiu's eyes flashed with a terrifying light. A mysterious figure appeared beside her. "Our agreement is over. I've already gotten what I want." "Damn it!" The Purple Mansion's people's faces turned ugly. "But I haven't gotten what I want." "You haven't given it to me!" Xinjingqiu snorted. "Purple Mansion, don't be greedy. You've already gotten what you want. What's next doesn't belong to you." "Ridiculous. My Purple Mansion spent so much effort to help you. You want to repay me with those things? Tell me your secret. Otherwise, don't even think about leaving the Purple Mansion today." The reason why he cooperated with Xinjingqiu was that the Purple Mansion really wanted Xinjingqiu's cultivation technique. He felt that it was also a taboo cultivation technique, not weaker than the demonic heaven-devouring art. If the Purple Mansion could get it, their strength would increase greatly. But now, Xinjingqiu didn't plan to give it to them. How could the mansion lord be willing? Lin Xian stood out and said coldly, "Why don't you try to attack Qiu?" The Purple Mansion's mansion lord turned around. A terrifying killing intent appeared. It was like the end of the world. Everyone was frightened. "Lin Woody, you're too arrogant. Although you're a young supreme being, can you fight against a real sacred master?" His powerful strength swept across the land. Lin Xian's eyes flashed with the light of reincarnation again. It turned into a world of reincarnation that kept spinning. He used his soul to resist. At the same time, he snorted coldly. "It seems like you don't know what's good for you. Are you not going to obey the Boundary Emperor's order? The Sacred Master is not allowed to attack me. Otherwise, you can just wait for death." "Is that so?" "That was in the past. Now, there's more than one Boundary Emperor in the world." The Purple Mansion's mansion lord sneered and looked at the Hundun tribe. "Fellow Taoist, shall we join forces?" "Of course." The Hundun tribe's expert walked out. He said proudly, "Our Hundun tribe also has a Boundary Emperor." Chapter 5298. The Hundun tribe brought out a quasi-emperor to offset the threat Lin Woody posed to them. The Purple Mansion lord laughed out loud. How could Lin Woody threaten him now? Go to hell! He slapped out with his palm. The terrifying palm filled the sky as if it was going to shatter the universe. He charged towards Lin Xian. However, the palm didn't land because Black Mountain made a move. Black Mountain also punched out with his black fist. It swept across the sky and shook the void, blocking the Purple Mansion Lord's palm. The two of them swept across the universe. You want to fight? I'll accompany you to the end. Black Mountain sneered. Lin Xian pointed his sword forward. Purple Mansion, was there no one in the younger generation who could fight? Don't talk nonsense with him, just attack. Master of the Great Wilderness, go. The Purple Mansion Lord snorted. On the other side, an expert surrounded by a desolate aura walked out. She was the Master of the Great Wilderness. She was someone from 20,000 years ago. The moment she appeared, the terrifying desolate aura swept in all directions. At this moment, everyone felt their scalps go numb. Long Wu also shouted angrily. The 10,000 Dragons Court attacked to kill Lin Woody and avenge the prince. The experts beside the 10,000 dragons attacked. Similarly, a divine ancestor walked out. Another divine ancestor walked out from the Hun Dun tribe's magnetic immortal platform. These divine ancestors covered the sky and covered the earth. They all stared at Lin Xian. Everyone's scalps went numb. What kind of power was this? With so many divine ancestors facing one person, Lin Woody was probably going to die. How dare you! The Nebula Hall Master also rushed out. At the same time, the power of the immortal platform and the power of the heavenly court brought by Black Mountain also erupted. They rushed over and confronted the people around them. However, on the other side, the Purple Mansion Lord, the Hun Dun tribe, the 10,000 Dragons Court, the magnetic immortal platform, and the Destiny Twins race all attacked. Once these powers were unleashed, a terrifying battle instantly broke out. The surrounding people all retreated far away. Everyone was terrified. What kind of battle was this? Lin Xian was suppressed. Among them, 5 divine ancestors attacked Lin Xian together. They completely shattered the void where Lin Xian was. Lin Xian bellowed, he entered the Sword World, and at the same time, he sent a sound transmission to the Black Mountain. Help me hold on for a few seconds, I'm going to use my trump card. Black Mountain nodded in understanding. He commanded the Heavenly Court to unleash terrifying power. The Heavenly Court formed an illusion of the southern Heavenly Gate, suppressing heaven and earth. It's useless. The divine ancestor of the primal chaos race sneered. You can't save him at all. He will definitely die today. The Purple Mansion Master, the Holy Master of Fate, and the other experts also attacked madly. Hun Tian, Kun Pengzi and the others retreated far away as they watched the battle anxiously. Lin Woody was dead. The corners of Hun Tian's mouth raised into a smile. This was because Lin Xian had long since disappeared from this world. The others were also puzzled. Had he been killed? The phantom image of the southern heavenly gate kept shaking as cracks appeared on its surface. He Shan's face changed. What happened to the kid? The southern heavenly gate was about to shatter, unable to hold on any longer. The next moment, Lin Xian's voice rang out. All right, just watch me. The southern heavenly gate disappeared, and hundreds of black holes appeared in the void, connecting the universe. The others were shocked. The heavenly court had lost. Lin Woody was dead for sure. Haha, I think his soul has been destroyed long ago. One after another, voices rang out. However, at this moment, a figure walked out from between heaven and earth. There are so many holy masters here. It's fun to bully a young man, isn't it? You like to bully the weak, don't you? Today, I'll let you know what it means to bully the weak. The figure was surrounded by a mysterious light. He stretched out a finger and pointed forward. Who do you think you are? How dare you fight me? The Lord of the Great Desolation sneered. He was an expert from 20,000 years ago. At this moment, he formed a desolate divine palm and slapped forward. However, after colliding with the finger, he suddenly retreated. The desolate divine palm cracked, and half of his body turned into a bloody mist. In the end, his entire body split in half. He screamed and retreated, but it was useless. Under this attack, his soul was destroyed. He was dead. The surrounding people were stunned. That was the Lord of the Great Desolation. He was an extremely powerful existence among the Holy Masters. But now, he couldn't even block a finger. Who was this newcomer? They were horrified and couldn't believe it. Damn it, could it be that the Heavenly Court had an extremely terrifying expert? After all, this person walked out of the southern Heavenly Gate, but they had never heard of him. If the Heavenly Court had such a terrifying expert, why would they hide until now? They probably would have swept the world long ago. Retreat, retreat quickly. At this moment, the people of the Purple Mansion were terrified. The people of the Destiny Clan, the 10,000 Dragons Court, and the Primal Chaos Clan all retreated. They all fled in all directions. However, the figure sneered. Don't you think it's too late to leave now? Set the universe. With a furious roar, he stomped his foot, and a large crack spread in all directions. The entire world froze. Everyone felt their bodies turn cold. They seemed to have fallen into the other party's control and couldn't escape at all. In the next moment, a figure walked in the void toward the Divine Ancestor of Destiny. The Divine Ancestor of Destiny was an old man. Half of his face was like an angel, and the other half was like a demon. At this moment, his expression was terrified. He knelt on the ground with a plop. Senior, please spare my life. However, a foot landed and directly stomped him into pieces. He screamed in pain, and his soul was destroyed. He was dead. Another Holy Master had died. The other's skin went numb, and the spectators were even more terrified. This power was difficult to resist. The figure walked in front of the Hun Dun tribe again. The middle-aged man of the Hun Dun tribe also had an ugly expression. He gritted his teeth and said, "Let us go. Let me tell you, the Hun Dun tribe has a boundary emperor. Is that so? Then let him come over and talk to me. You don't have the right to talk to me." The figure raised his palm and slapped forward. With a bang, the Hun Dun tribe's divine ancestor was shattered. Half of his body was also smashed into pieces. He turned into chaos energy and screamed crazily. "You! Your voice! You're Lin Woody? That's right, it's me!" The corners of the figure's mouth curled up, and then he waved his hand gently. The Hun Dun divine ancestor's soul was destroyed. What, Lin Woody? How was that possible? Everyone was stunned. However, they carefully identified the voice and realized that it really was Lin Woody's voice. However, the man in front of them was not Lin Woody at all. Moreover, he did not have the 9-yang divine body. What was going on? The experts of the 1,000 Dragon Court were terrified. Killing a holy master with a raise of his hand. Only a boundary emperor could do that. This body was a boundary emperor's. They were so scared that their scalps went numb. However, some people exclaimed, "Magnetism Quasi-Emperor, this was the Magnetism Quasi-Emperor." These people had all entered the cave abode, so they naturally recognized him. They did not expect the Magnetite Boundary Emperor to come out. Moreover, what was even more puzzling was that the Magnetite Boundary Emperor's voice was the same as Lin Woody's. What was going on? Chapter 5299. Ancestor, this is our ancestor. The people of the Origin Magnetic Immortal Platform roared excitedly. They ran over and knelt on the ground to greet their ancestor. Lin Xian turned around and looked at these people. He sneered and kicked them away. "Ancestor? Do you still recognize me? I said before that the longevity lamp was given to Lin Woody. But you dare to disobey my orders? We don't dare." These people shook their heads frantically. They felt that this was the power of a quasi-emperor, which completely surpassed them. The surrounding people were all stunned. No one had thought that such a situation would happen. Originally, these sacred masters attacked Lin Woody together, which was definitely a dead end. But who would have thought that a quasi-emperor would make a move at the critical moment? And the voice belonged to Lin Wudi. This scene was too strange. Lin Xian looked at the Hun Dun clan again, his eyes emitting a cold light. The people of the Hun Dun clan retreated frantically. Their scalps were numb. Run! Thinking of this, they turned around and fled. However, Lin Xian sneered. Don't you think it's too late to leave now? He took a step forward and instantly blocked the path of these people. The people of the Hun Dun clan were terrified. Don't go too far. That's right, a quasi-emperor, what's the point of bullying juniors like us? Lin Xian laughed loudly when he heard this. Why, now you know that you're going too far? Then what's the point of you sacred masters bullying a young man? The surrounding people were shocked. This quasi-emperor was obviously standing up for Lin Xian. One must know that when so many sacred ancestors attacked Lin Xian together, they were definitely going too far. But no one could stop them. Now that this quasi-emperor had appeared, he wanted to give them a taste of their own medicine. The people of the Hun Dun clan didn't know what to say. In the end, they could only grit their teeth and say, "We have no choice." No choice? Then I have no choice now. With that, Lin Xian attacked again and slapped out. 2 sacred ancestors of the Hun Dun clan died. Another kick flew out, and a large number of Hun Dun clan experts turned into a bloody mist. No! The remaining people went crazy. They couldn't resist at all. They knelt on the ground. Lin Xian looked past them and at the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty. You all said that you wanted to take revenge for the prince, so I gave you all a chance. The people from the 10,000 Dragon Dynasty were so scared that their scalps went numb. He didn't dare to speak. In the end, a single slap from Lin Xian turned more than a dozen Dragon Clan experts into a bloody mist and scattered ashes. Damn it! Long Wu roared and quickly retreated. She felt a fatal danger. In the next moment, he let out a furious roar, and the 10,000 dragons picture flew out, shining brilliantly between heaven and earth. Extreme Tao power flew out. Everyone had hope again. That was great. With an extreme weapon, they could fight against everything. However, Lin Xian controlled the quasi-emperor's corpse to stand there, unmoved. An extreme weapon? He reached out a hand and grabbed the 10,000 dragons diagram. Damn it! Long Wu roared and unleashed the 10,000 dragons picture with all her might. He turned into a dragon image and charged over, clashing with the quasi-emperor's palm. Boom! An earth-shattering sound could be heard. The two of them were actually evenly matched. Everyone went crazy. Was this the power of a quasi-emperor? It was really too powerful. It could actually fight against the 10,000 dragons picture. Of course, there were also people who sighed. That was because Long Wu was too weak and couldn't fully unleash the power of the 10,000 dragons picture. Otherwise, even a quasi-emperor would have to temporarily avoid it. But all of this was useless. No one could fully recover. An extreme weapon. And this quasi-emperor was a real existence. Boom! After another 3 moves, the 10,000 dragons picture was sent flying. Long Wu also vomited large mouthfuls of blood. However, he was protected by the 10,000 dragons picture and didn't die. Lin Xian looked around again and said coldly, "Who attacked just now? Kneel down and accept your death." Everyone retreated in fear, not daring to speak. Lin Xian snorted coldly and attacked the Purple Mansion realm again. The Destiny Clan. Run! At this moment, everyone fled frantically. Lin Xian struck out with his palm, and more than half of the Purple Mansion realm experts died. It was the same for the Destiny Clan. It was very miserable. No one could block it. They couldn't even block a finger. In this world, only Lin Xian stood there. He was surrounded by mountains of corpses and seas of blood. Many sacred lords had died. As for the other saint experts, there were countless of them. At this moment, the entire ancient city was shocked. However, this wasn't the end. Lin Xian looked into the distance again. 9-star immortal platforms? They actually betrayed him? Lin Xian's figure flickered and flew into the distance. The people of the 9-star immortal platforms were anxiously waiting. Today, their Hall Master and the experts of the Primal Chaos race went to capture Lin Wudi. They didn't know what the result was. Suddenly, they saw the people of the 9-star immortal platforms running back frantically. In fact, even their Hall Master's face was filled with fear. Quickly activate the Peerless formation. Block it with all your strength. Hall Master, what happened? Did a Peerless Arch come? Was it the Primal Chaos race that refused to stop? These people were puzzled as they moved. However, no one answered them. In the next moment, a shocking power surged out, and the Peerless formation instantly shattered. The surrounding people all vomited blood and were sent flying. Among them, many people turned into blood mist. The remaining people knelt on the ground, their faces filled with shock. Was a heavenly god descending? This power was simply too terrifying. Soon, they saw a figure descending from the sky. It was a man who emitted a mysterious aura. He was extraordinary. He was like a god. After he arrived, his gaze swept across everyone. Everyone was so frightened that they almost fainted. They couldn't withstand a single gaze. Even those elders and sacred ancestors couldn't resist it. Who was this person? It was too terrifying. When did they, the 9-star immortal platforms, offend such an existence? The Hall Master of the 9-star immortal platforms was trembling in fear. Senior Quasi-Emperor, please forgive us this once. As he spoke, he crawled on the ground. Quasi-Emperor! The pupils of the surrounding people shrank when they heard this. They, the immortal platforms, had offended a Quasi-Emperor. They were about to die from fear. Now you know fear? What choice did you make previously? Lin Xian was the guest you invited, right? In the end, not only did you not protect him, you even plotted against him. You want to kill him? Is it wrong for me to punish you now? The 9-star Hall Master didn't dare to speak. Those elders were also frightened. Since you didn't do anything wrong, go to hell and repent. At this point, a murderous intent appeared on Lin Xian's body. The faces of the surrounding people changed. No! Before they could say anything, a huge hand had already slapped over. The 9-star Hall Master's body was instantly torn into pieces. Those elders beside him were also torn apart, turning into a sea of blood. The remaining people all knelt down. That was their Hall Master. There were also some extremely terrifying elders, but they were all annihilated by a single palm. They couldn't resist at all. If the other party wanted to destroy their 9-star immortal platforms, it was probably just a matter of waving his hand. Chapter 5300. Lin Xian looked ahead at the frightened 9-star immortal platform, his eyes still flashing with cold killing intent. The people of the 9-star immortal platform were incomparably terrified. Even their Hall Master was dead. Who could resist? At this time, an old man walked out from under the ground. This old man was very old. He was a living fossil of the 9-star immortal platform. After he came out, he said in a low voice, "Senior, please spare our lives. We immortal platform will not dare to do it again." Lin Xian snorted coldly. "This is a warning to you all. If there is a next time, I will turn the 9-star immortal platform into ashes." He did not continue to attack, because he felt that his soul had reached a limit. He could no longer control the corpse of this Quasi-Emperor. However, he felt that it was about time. He killed more than 10 sacred lords in one move, and now he killed an immortal platform Hall Master, making an immortal platform bow down to him. It was enough to intimidate the entire ancient city. Therefore, Lin Xian snorted coldly, he soared into the sky and disappeared. Above the 9 heavens, Lin Xian opened the sword world. He walked in. After entering, his soul flew out. After entering the main body, Lin Xian's face became incomparably pale. His right eye was already closed. This time, using the power of reincarnation consumed a lot of his soul. Lin Xian was there, using the power of the sword world to repair his soul. Gradually, his face softened a little. The Hellfire Dragon flew out and asked, "How is it?" Lin Xian said, I have intimidated them for a short time, but it is not over. If someone fully recovered and had an extreme weapon, it would probably be another big battle. Of course, I am worried about another thing. That is the Quasi-Emperor of the Primal Chaos race. The Hellfire Dragon also took a deep breath. If the Primal Chaos race really had a Quasi-Emperor, then it would be troublesome. Although Lin Xian could control the Quasi-Emperor's body now, he could only use its power. Its laws and cultivation could not be used. However, a living Quasi-Emperor was different. You simply couldn't contend against them. Indeed, Lin Xian was able to contend against Quasi-Emperor Nine Firmaments earlier because Quasi-Emperor Nine Firmaments had just broken the seal and did not have much power. However, the boundary emperors of the Primal Chaos race were different. They should be existences like Lord Nine Wine. Even if Lin Xian possessed the corpse of a Quasi-Emperor, he would not be able to completely contend against it. However, if the other party wanted to kill him, it would not be so easy. After all, Lin Xian also had many trump cards. Lin Xian returned to the Starfall Immortal platform. Upon seeing Lin Xian's return, the Hall Masters and Elders all heaved a sigh of relief. Murong Qingqing and the others also walked over and said, "Brother Xian, it's great that you're fine." They were also extremely worried before. This news spread throughout the Yuhua ancient city. Everyone was shocked, especially the scene of the 9-star Immortal platform. When they found out, they sucked in a breath of cold air. The 9-star Hall Lord actually died. This was simply too unbelievable. The other Immortal Foundation experts felt their scalps turning numb. That was the Lord of the Immortal platform, but he was killed by someone. Perhaps now, no one would dare to make a move against Lin Xian. On the other side, the people of the Primal Chaos race gritted their teeth. Hun Tian's face was gloomy. Damn it, why would this Quasi-Emperor help Lin Wudi? He was about to go crazy with anger. Previously, he had called the divine ancestor of the Primal Chaos race to join forces with others to attack. However, the result was completely out of his expectations. On the other side, the people of the Purple Mansion also walked over with gloomy expressions. The Purple Mansion Master said, "Do you think it's possible that it's not a living Quasi-Emperor at all? It's the corpse of the Quasi-Emperor controlled by Lin Wudi." As soon as these words came out, Hun Tian's face changed. This was impossible, right? However, the elder of the Primal Chaos race had a grave expression. He said, "We also have this suspicion. After all, they have seen a real Quasi-Emperor before. It was their ancestor." The other party's aura was enough to make them panic. The aura was much more terrifying than the previous Quasi-Emperor. Moreover, the previous Quasi-Emperor only used the power of his physique. He did not use any laws or divine abilities at all. They definitely had this suspicion. Lin Wudi actually controlled the corpse of a Quasi-Emperor. No wonder he could obtain the longevity lamp. Damn it! The people of the Purple Mansion gritted their teeth. The people of the Primal Chaos race laughed. So what? No matter how strong he is not a real Quasi-Emperor. In that case, it seems that we have to ask the ancestor to help. Quickly send the news to the ancestor. A Quasi-Emperor's corpse is very precious. They knew. If their ancestor obtained it, then their ancestor might be able to use it to break through. Thinking of this, they were extremely excited. On the other side, the people of the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform were also terrified. Their ancestor had appeared and taught them a lesson. They did not dare to be arrogant anymore. However, on this day, a figure descended. "Who are you?" The people of the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform blocked the way. The figure was dressed in cotton clothes. The corners of his mouth curled up as he spoke. "I want to see the palace master of your immortal platform. My name is Yao Guang." Hearing this name, the people of the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform narrowed their eyes. They were no stranger to this name. This was because this was a young powerhouse who cultivated a forbidden martial art, the demonic sky-devouring skill. Why was he looking for him? They did not dare to be careless and invited him in. The palace master of the immortal platform also walked out. The palace master frowned. I wonder why Prince Yao Guang is looking for me. Yao Guang smiled indifferently. I know you are afraid of my cultivation technique. Don't worry, I am not here to devour you today. I'm here to ask you something. Don't you want your ancestor's corpse back? Ancestor's corpse? What did he mean? The Origin Magnetic Palace Master frowned. Yao Guang said. It was very simple. The Origin Magnetic Quasi-Emperor who appeared was already dead. His corpse was controlled by someone else. What? The Origin Magnetic Palace Master was shocked. The other elders exclaimed. In the next moment, their eyes narrowed. You are saying that Lin Wuyi is controlling our ancestor's corpse? That's right. Yao Guang nodded. Damn it. The surrounding people roared. I was wondering why their voices were so familiar. That's right, why would our ancestor help an outsider? Everything made sense now. That is your ancestor. Would you allow him to be in the hands of an outsider? Besides, how valuable is the Quasi-Emperor's corpse? I think you should understand. Hearing Yao Guang's words, those people clenched their fists. However, some of the elders sighed. So what? Since he can already control the Quasi-Emperor's corpse, we can't do anything about it. Unless we can fully recover our extreme weapons. However, Lin Wuyi also has an extreme weapon in his hands. Yao Guang smiled. No matter, the Quasi-Emperor's body is not that easy to control. I estimate that he can only control it once. He won't be able to control it a second time in a short time. Therefore, he is at his weakest now. If we make a move now, we can definitely take his life. Chapter 5301. The eyes of the people on the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform flickered. This might be an opportunity. Why are you helping us? The Origin Magnetic Palace Master asked. Yao Guang smiled. Lin Wuyi is my enemy. If he dies, I will have one less enemy. As soon as he said this, everyone believed him. However, there was another reason that Yao Guang didn't mention. There was a Boundary Emperor's soul in his body, and he needed a body. If he could get a Boundary Emperor's body, he would become a new Boundary Emperor after fusing with his soul. This was an extremely terrifying existence. After walking out of the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform, Yao Guang's face darkened. You won't kill me after you get it, right? Why would I? You think too much. Boundary Emperor 9 Firmament's remnant soul said. I'm not sure if I can fuse with that body. Even if I do, I only have a 30% chance of success. If I don't succeed, I will find another body. Actually, I can give you this Boundary Emperor's body. If you swallow it, your strength will increase greatly. What I want more is Lin Wuyi's body. Boundary Emperor 9 Firmament's eyes flashed with a sharp light. Although the Boundary Emperor's body was powerful, it was still a Boundary Emperor. It would definitely reject his soul. As a young supreme being, Lin Xian's cultivation level wasn't that terrifying. If he could grow again, that was what he wanted the most. Where should we go next? Yao Guang asked. Boundary Emperor 9 Firmament thought for a while and said, Let's go to the Purple Mansion. We have to borrow their strength. Didn't you look down on the Purple Mansion? Yao Guang frowned. Boundary Emperor 9 Firmament said, That was then, and this is now. I am no longer in my peak state. Moreover, the Purple Mansion isn't that bad. Let me tell you a secret. There is a Triple Crown King in the Purple Mansion. Yao Guang's eyes narrowed. The Double Crown King was already able to fight against the Divine Ancestor. How terrifying would the Triple Crown King be? Moreover, he didn't know about this before. The Triple Crown King isn't from this era. He has been in hibernation for many years. Alright, let's go to the Purple Mansion. Yao Guang's side moved quickly. On the other side, the people on the Origin Magnetic Immortal platform also moved. They went to the Nebula Immortal platform and asked to see Lin Xian. As for the excuse, it was very simple. They wanted to ask about the Magnetism Quasi-Emperor. After all, he was the old ancestor of the other party. Thus, the Nebula Immortal platform couldn't reject him. After they asked Lin Xian, they let the Origin Magnetism Hall Master and the others in. Lin Xian sat there and looked at the people from Origin Magnetic Immortal Palace with a smile on his face. In his opinion, these people should not dare to be presumptuous. The Elemental Magnet Palace Master said, Lin Gongzi, where is our old ancestor? Please hand it over. Lin Xian frowned. What do you mean? Our goal this time is very simple. We just want to take away the old ancestor's corpse. A corpse? Lin Yuan's face darkened as he asked coldly. Who told you that? Lin Gongzi didn't need to know about this. We already know the truth, so please hand over the corpse of our ancestor. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. Lin Xian sneered. Why aren't you being polite? For the old ancestor, we are willing to sacrifice everything. The atmosphere became tense in an instant. The people from the Nebula Immortal Platform were also shocked. They didn't expect the Origin Magnetic Immortal Platform to be so daring. One had to know that Lin Xian had just killed a Hall Master and more than 10 Holy Lords. Who gave him the courage? The Origin Magnetic Hall Master said. Lin Gongzi doesn't need to threaten us. A Quasi-Emperor's corpse isn't so easy to use. How many times can young Master use it? Young Master, think about it carefully. Why do you need another enemy? The Origin Magnetic Hall Master sneered and turned to leave. He wasn't in a hurry. He knew that the Quasi-Emperor's corpse would be his sooner or later. Looking at the Origin Magnetic Hall Master's back view, Lin Xian's face turned cold. Yenryu walked over and said, The situation doesn't look good. Lin Xian frowned and asked, Where's Qingqing? Yenryu said she was accompanying Qiu'er. Lin Xian nodded. It seems like someone has discovered my secret. On the other side, Black Mountain also walked over. I can feel a few powerful auras descending. Evidently, these people aren't giving up. They are mobilizing forces from outside. Are there a lot of people? Lin Xian asked. Black Mountain said, With our Heavenly Court's current strength, even if a few more Sacred Lords come, we can still contend against them. However, if a Quasi-Emperor from the Primal Chaos race comes, I'm afraid we won't be able to do anything. Moreover, if a Quasi-Emperor makes a move, things will be different. Not only does he want to kill you, but he also wants the Quasi-Emperor's corpse and the longevity lamp. Lin Xian's expression turned grave after hearing this. He had many enemies. The Emperor race, the clan of the Ancients, and now he had provoked a Quasi-Emperor. If these people gathered together, it would be a terrifying force. Moreover, although he had the great dragon sword soul and an extreme weapon, they could also gather together. However, the other party could also condense it, so he had to find a new power. Taking a deep breath, Lin Xian sent a message to Lord Alcohol. Perhaps he had to ask Lord Alcohol to come out this time. Next, the entire Yuhua ancient city became extremely tense. Countless figures descended from the sky. There were dragon race experts who covered the sky and earth. There were destiny race experts who formed good and evil statues. There were also primal chaos race experts who seemed to be splitting the sky and earth. Purple Mansion race experts and Golden Crow race experts came one after another. They gathered in the ancient city. More importantly, these people joined forces and headed towards the Nebula Immortal Platform. At this moment, the Nebula Immortal Platform shook violently. Countless cracks appeared in the sky. The faces of the people below became extremely ugly. Those elders hurriedly activated the array formation. It was a peerless array formation to protect them. However, they still felt the pressure. It was as if thousands of mountains were pressing down on their heads. It caused their souls to sway. Yenryu, Murong Qingqing, and the others looked nervous. Black Mountain's expression was also extremely solemn. He said, I also feel the pressure. This pressure didn't come from the other Sacred Lords. He didn't say anything else. However, Lin Xian's expression was solemn. It came from the Sacred Lords. Only a Quasi-Emperor could give Black Mountain pressure. It seemed that the Quasi-Emperor of the Primal Chaos race had arrived. Everyone in the ancient city was shocked when they sensed this aura. It was the aura of another quasi-emperor. Heavens, this time Linwoody was really going to die. However, people like the 10,000 Dragons Court and the Twins of Destiny were overjoyed. With a quasi-emperor standing behind them, they would definitely be safe. The dark clouds in the sky pressed down on the city. Even the peerless array formation of the immortal platform was shattered. The palaces and pavilions below were shattered. Those elders vomited blood and retreated. Lin Xian was also on guard. His face was pale. However, his figure was as straight as a divine sword. He looked up at the sky and said coldly, "A few days ago, you were beaten by me like stray dogs. Now, even if you join forces, you won't be my match. Get lost. Let your true experts come and talk to me." Chapter 5302. The surrounding people were stunned. Who would dare to speak so arrogantly in the face of such a terrifying sage? However, Lin Xian dared to. Even the other experts and sacred leaders could not refute him. They knew that Lin Xian had a trump card that allowed him to control the Boundary Emperor's corpse. Therefore, they did not make a move. Instead, they respectfully opened up a path for him. In the next moment, an old man walked out from the void. This old man had a sage-like demeanor, as if he was an old immortal. As soon as he appeared, a vast emperor's aura swept out in all directions. At this moment, everyone felt their hair stand on end. Countless people prostrated themselves on the ground. The power of a boundary emperor was definitely unparalleled. It was something that they could not fight against. Everyone was shocked. They did not expect a boundary emperor to really come. Not good. Murong Qingqing, Yan Ryu, and the others' faces turned ugly. Even Black Mountain's expression was solemn. The Nebula Immortal Palace was in complete despair. They could not fight against such power. Lin Xian took a deep breath. He also felt a great pressure. Was the Boundary Emperor really here? It seemed that the situation had become difficult. However, he did not retreat. Instead, he remained standing in the void. An endless vortex appeared beside him. It devoured the heavens and the earth to resist the Boundary Emperor's power. The heaven-devouring jar appeared. At the same time, Murong Qingqing, Yan Ryu, Shinjingqiu, and the others also rose into the air. "How dare you help her?" When the Purple Mansion Master saw Shinjingqiu, he immediately snorted. He slashed out. The purple divine sword seemed to have turned into a purple lightning bolt. It instantly slashed towards Shinjingqiu. It was the power of a sacred leader. Shinjingqiu did not dare to be careless. She snorted. A terrifying vortex appeared behind her. A figure appeared in the vortex. With Tianyin, it resisted the sword. With a clang, it was shaken until its blood boiled and its face turned pale. At this moment, the experts of the 1,000 Dragon Court also attacked. A dragon claw covered the sky and the earth. It was like thousands of mountains descending from the sky. Black Mountain also attacked. The southern heavens gate suppressed. The two collided, causing an endless storm. The two sides were evenly matched. However, everyone knew that Lin Xian's side was doomed. This was because the other party had a true quasi-emperor. Sure enough, the quasi-emperor of the Hundun tribe spoke in the next moment. He looked ahead and said, "You're Lin Xian? Come back with me obediently, and I can spare your life." As soon as these words were spoken, countless people were shocked. Lin Xian sneered. "Go back with you? Would he still have a chance to live? Don't you just want the quasi-emperor corpse and the longevity lamp?" He made it sound so dignified. "Young man, there are some things that cannot be said. Otherwise, you might not even know how you died." The quasi-emperor's voice contained a trace of cold, killing intent. The void around Lin Xian crumbled and cracked. Even Lin Xian felt an endless impact. Many of the surrounding black vortexes had collapsed, and cracks had appeared. Lin Xian's expression was extremely ugly. He gritted his teeth. "I'm thinking. Should I use the physique of a quasi-emperor or take out the great dragon's sword to fight?" However, at this moment, a voice also came from the sky. Why is a quasi-emperor so shameless? He doesn't even care about his face anymore. As soon as the voice came out, a terrifying vortex appeared and swept across heaven and earth. Everyone was shocked and looked up at the sky. They saw a middle-aged man in a Taoist robe appear in the sky. The man's black hair fluttered in the wind, and he was wearing a Taoist robe and holding a wine gourd in his hand. He was unusually handsome, like the wine sword immortal. It's him. Some people's pupils shrank when they saw him. Is this the quasi-emperor behind Lin Xian? They didn't expect him to come too. Two quasi-emperors appeared at the same time. This scene would be a fierce battle. Who would win and who would lose? Lin Xian also heaved a sigh of relief. He had sent a message to Lord Alcohol earlier, but he didn't expect him to come at the critical moment. Devouring sword. The wine sword immortal. The Hundun quasi-emperor also frowned. He didn't expect this quasi-emperor to be so extraordinary. He was the successor of the devouring sword of the 5 swords of the world. Do you want to protect him? The Hundun quasi-emperor said coldly. Lord Alcohol said, Do you want to fight? You'll have to get past me first. As his voice fell, a black devouring sword light swept across heaven and earth, as if it was going to devour everything. The Hundun quasi-emperor also released a terrifying chaotic aura. One was devouring everything, while the other was creating a new world. The two forces could be said to be polar opposites. They clashed in the sky and swept through everything. Everyone was forced to retreat and hide behind the two quasi-emperors. Our Hundun tribe is not something you can imagine. If you want to protect him, sure. Let him hand over the quasi-emperor corpse and the longevity lamp. And hand over the heaven-devouring jar. In this way, I can spare his life and let him continue to live. The other's expressions changed. Whether it was the quasi-emperor corpse, the longevity lamp, or the heaven-devouring jar, they were all supreme treasures. How could Lin Xian agree when the other party wanted all of them? As expected, Lin Xian snorted coldly. Impossible, stop dreaming. You heard it. I gave him a chance, but he didn't cherish it, so don't blame me. The Hundun quasi-emperor walked out. Lord Alcohol also frowned. If you dare to attack him, I'll kill all of your Hundun tribe. Don't doubt my words, I'll do what I say. Moreover, you, a quasi-emperor, actually want the treasures of a junior. Don't you feel ashamed? He obtained these things himself. This is his opportunity. You have no right to snatch it. Is that so? The auras of the two quasi-emperors became more and more terrifying, and the surrounding people couldn't withstand it. Fortunately, the two quasi-emperors had arrived above the 9 heavens. They were like two gods confronting each other. Everyone could only feel the terrifying aura coming from the sky. Their scalps went numb. However, at this moment, the Z Mansion master sneered and stared at Shinjingqiu. Hand over your taboo martial arts, or don't blame us for being impolite. He charged over. Shinjingqiu snorted and attacked. The two sides engaged in a great battle. Shinjingqiu was suppressed. The people of the Thousand Dragon Dynasty also stared at Lin Xian. You killed our prince, today is the day you die. Buzz! Buzz! In an instant these people charged towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian snorted coldly as he swept his long sword across. As the Sword of Origin returned, a terrifying aura swept across the area. The other experts. The Destiny Tribe, the Golden Crow Tribe, and the Purple Mansion Realm experts. In addition, the experts of the Magnetic Immortal Foundation all walked over. They wanted to attack together. This time, with the Hundun Quasi-Emperor, they didn't have any scruples. On the other side, Black Mountain walked over. He ordered the experts of the Heavenly Court. The Nebula Hall Master also rose into the sky with the experts of the Nebula Immortal Foundation. Who dared to touch him? With a command, the 9 heavens and 10 lands shook. Is that so? Is the Nebula Immortal Foundation very impressive? Then what about the Gu family? Gu Feng also brought people over. At this moment, the Gu family was completely opposite Lin Xian. They had become enemies. Chapter 5303. Apart from that, the Fire Qilin clan had also arrived. They had brought 10,000 flames with them. Countless people were shocked. It was another Emperor clan. Oh heavens, how many enemies did Lin Wuди provoke? Lin Xian's expression was extremely ugly. Was the Fire Qilin clan finally going to make a move? Damn the Qilin clan. Kunping Zi retreated into the distance. The Kunping clan would only be spectators this time, and would not participate in the battle. On the other side, Yi Wudao walked out and stood on Lin Xian's side. The experts of the Yi clan also walked out. At the same time, the experts of the Dao sect in Saint Origin City arrived. The 4 ancestors of the Dao sect descended from the sky. Even the divine generals of the Saint Origin Tower had arrived. They all chose to support Lin Xian. We're here too. The Crimson Dragon is here too. They brought countless experts of the Dragon Clan with them. The Dragon Clan in the entire universe was now divided into 2 factions. One faction supported the Thousand Dragon Court, while the other faction supported the Crimson Dragon, Lin Xian, and the others. At this moment, the Crimson Dragon had brought the other half of his strength over. The people of the Thousand Dragon Court had extremely ugly expressions. Damn it, we're the ancestors of the Dragon Clan. You should have betrayed the Dragon Clan. The Crimson Dragon sneered. Who made this rule? You're the Orthodox Dragon Clan? Hurry up and submit. The strength of both sides was getting stronger, and the atmosphere was getting more and more tense. The battle was about to erupt. At this moment, a devouring sword light slashed down from the sky and directly cut through heaven and earth. It formed a black crack, blocking everyone's path. Who dares to attack him? Lord Alcohol's cold voice sounded. The sacred lords below felt their scalps go numb. They would definitely die if they were targeted by a quasi-emperor. Now they could only place their hopes on quasi-emperor Han Tian. However, the 2 quasi-emperors were evenly matched. It would be difficult to determine the winner in a short time. Little guy, give me the heaven-devouring jar. At this moment, Lord Alcohol spoke. Lin Xian threw out the heaven-devouring jar. After Lord Alcohol obtained it, he used the devouring sword and the heaven-devouring jar. In an instant, the sky completely darkened. The terrifying vortex caused many people to cry out in alarm. Some people were instantly swallowed. Damn it, are you courting death? The primal chaos quasi-emperor was thoroughly enraged. The Thousand Dragon Court also spoke. Senior, take the extreme Dao weapon. They were also anxious as they took the 10,000 dragons diagram. The Chaos Quasi-Emperor had borrowed the power of the 10,000 dragons diagram to resist the sky-swallowing jar. The 2 sides were once again in a stalemate. On the Gu family's side, Gu Feng held the void mirror in his hand, his eyes flashing with killing intent. However, Leaf Dao Denier had also brought the heaven and earth cauldron. Lin Xian took a deep breath when he saw that the other extreme weapons were about to awaken. He opened the sword world, and a corpse flew out. It was the magnetism quasi-emperor. Once this quasi-emperor's corpse appeared, another terrifying force swept out in all directions. The light of samsara appeared in Lin Xian's right eye. Controlling the corpse of the magnetism quasi-emperor, he punched out. It shook the heavens and earth. Many geniuses in front were instantly turned into a bloody mist. Damn it, how dare you! Seeing this, the chaotic quasi-emperor's face turned extremely ugly. Lin Xian sneered. Why wouldn't I dare? If Lord Alcohol can restrain you, you won't have a chance to deal with me. As for the remaining people, if I risk my life and use the quasi-emperor's corpse, let's see how many of you can leave alive. Lin Xian's words made everyone's hair stand on end. However, the Purple Mansion realm experts snorted coldly. How much soul power do you have? You can use it limitlessly. The quasi-emperor's corpse? What a joke. Lin Xian snorted coldly. My soul power is indeed not much. However, it's not a problem for me to kill a few sacred masters. Who would be willing to be the first to die? His renegades swept in all directions. Everyone was terrified. Indeed, the other party could not kill everyone. However, The other party could definitely kill the first few people. Therefore, for a moment, no one was willing to make a move. When Lin Xian saw this scene, he laughed out loud. What alliance? What experts? You're just a bunch of cowardly fools. Didn't you guys say that you wanted to kill me? I'm standing here. Why? Don't you dare to make a move? The sacred ancestors' faces were also incomparably pale. The Chaos Quasi-Emperor in the sky descended from the sky. An intense light burst out from his eyes as he charged towards Lin Xian. However, it was also time for the two sides to confront each other again. Stop. You guys won't succeed today. Lord Alcohol shook his head and said. The Chaos Quasi-Emperor's face became incomparably ugly. Indeed, he felt a sense of danger. Now that the other party had an additional Quasi-Emperor's corpse, it would be difficult to deal with him. However, he had come with supreme power. If he retreated just like that, it would be a slap to his face. Where would he put his face in the future? Therefore, he would not leave easily. Lin Xian walked out and said as he looked ahead, Hun Tian, this matter started because of me. Now, are you going to end it in our hands? Let's have a one-on-one battle. Do you dare? Hun Tian's face also turned cold. He did not say a word. Lin Xian sneered. Why? You don't dare? Forget it if you don't dare. I thought you were a man, but now it seems that you're just SOSO. From now on, you're not worthy of being my opponent. What did you say? Hun Tian gritted his teeth and roared. How dare you look down on me? Lin Xian sneered. Why? Am I wrong? You don't even have the courage to fight with me. After saying that, he looked at the Chaos Quasi-Emperor and sneered. I finally know why you're in such a hurry to kill me. It's because your Chaos tribe has no successor. You don't have anyone who can fight. Young man, don't be too arrogant. The geniuses of our Chaos tribe are beyond your imagination. Is that so? Then let him come out and fight. Now, everyone in the world is watching. Lord Alcohol also said. If you don't dare to admit it directly, we can spare your life. After the others saw this, they also began to discuss. The people of the Starfall Immortal platform said, Hun Tian won't dare, right? I think it's possible. I heard that he lost to Lin Woody previously. It seems that there is a gap between them. In the future, Lin Woody will definitely dominate the world. Hearing these words, Hun Tian's face became incomparably ugly. He turned his head to look at Hun Tian and said, Tianer, attack? I believe in you. Hun Tian's face was ugly. He gritted his teeth and said, Old ancestor, it's not that I don't want to attack, but that kid has too many trump cards. He has a boundary emperor corpse and an extreme weapon. If he uses such power, I won't be able to resist at all. You don't have to worry about this. The two of us will set up a space where the boundary emperor corpse is not allowed to be used. We won't be allowed to use extreme weapons like the heaven-devouring jar. Everything will depend on our own strength. You don't have to worry anymore, right? Hun Tian gritted his teeth. He originally wanted to find some excuses, but now it seemed that he had no way out. He could only fight. Thinking of this, he took a deep breath. Then let's fight. Chapter 5304. Hun Tian walked out. At this point, he had no choice but to fight. The law of primal chaos on his body condensed into a battle suit, making him look extraordinarily mighty. He walked over step by step with a vast power, shocking the surrounding people. Although Hun Tian lost this time, his opponent was still the double champion. He was still a terrifying existence. The others retreated one after another. They took a deep breath, wondering who would win this battle. I think Lin Woody is stronger, someone said. After all, he defeated Hun Tian last time. Some people shook their heads. That might not be the case. You all know that Lin Woody has an extreme weapon. Last time, he might have defeated Hun Tian with an extreme weapon. However, this time, he was not allowed to use weapons. He had to rely on his own strength. Lin Wude might not be able to win. Lin Xian looked ahead with a calm gaze and the corners of his mouth curled up slightly. You still dare to come out and fight with me. At least you have some courage. You are not that useless. Come on, let's settle our grudges with this battle. Han Tian shouted coldly. I was careless last time. This time, I won't lose to you again. As he spoke, he slapped out with his palm. The primal chaos palm illuminated the sky and swept forward. A terrifying killing intent surged out. Heaven and earth kept shattering. What a terrifying power! Was this the double champion? At this moment, even the sacred leaders were moved. Such a person was already qualified to compete with them. Lin Xian also shouted coldly. Terrifying flames appeared on his body. The 9-yang divine body released a terrifying radiance, as if he had turned into a god of war. He punched out with a force that could split the sky. At the same time, he slashed out with his left hand. With a vast light, it turned into a giant dragon that descended from the sky. The two collided and shook incomparably. The primal chaos palm shattered. Han Tian was furious. He formed a seal with his palm. The primal chaos seal. The seal had the power to overturn heaven and earth. The momentum of this attack was so great that it shook everyone's hearts. Lin Xian waved his sword. Terrifying sword chi surged out and swept across heaven and earth. The two collided and shook incomparably. Han Tian was suppressed. You can't do it, Lin Xian said coldly. The primal chaos quasi-emperor in the sky had an extremely cold expression. Damn it, was this Lin Wude more terrifying than their double champion? He said coldly. Tianer, show me your true power. Yes, ancestor, I understand. Han Tian was also brimming with killing intent. He waved his hands and a terrifying chaos pagoda appeared, shaking the 9 heavens. The primal chaos treasure pagoda opened up heaven and earth, suppressing the sword energy. Heaven overflowing radiance engulfed that place. Countless people were shocked. This couldn't be right? What kind of divine ability was this? Chaos suppressing heaven and earth? Why do I feel a sense of fear? He could even suppress Lin Wude's sword chi. It was unbelievable. 1. Lin Xian's sword chi was being suppressed, but he wasn't afraid. A mysterious rune appeared in his eyes. After opening the Rinnegan, the terrifying blade of reincarnation slashed forward. With a pu chi sound, Han Tian cried out miserably. His soul was injured again, and blood dyed the sky red. Not good. Han Tian was injured. Countless people exclaimed, and even the pupils of the Chaos Quasi-Emperor shrank. His face was incomparably cold as he stared ahead with murderous intent. The Rinnegan. He gritted his teeth. He didn't expect Lin Xian to have such magical eyes. Lin Xian looked ahead and said coldly, If this is all you have, then you have lost this battle. His voice spread in all directions, shocking everyone. Damn it, kid, you underestimate me too much! Han Tian roared angrily, and a terrifying chaos rune formed between his eyebrows. It was in the shape of a giant axe, and it directly protected his soul. The next moment, he roared angrily, and endless power erupted from his body. He charged over. He wanted to fight Lin Xian in close combat. Lin Xian fought against him. With a clang, the two shook, and a terrifying aura erupted. One of them had the chaotic body, while the other had the 9-yang divine body. At this moment, when they attacked together, it was really shocking. However, Lin Xian's divine body was being suppressed. Did you see that? My soul has surpassed your 9-yang divine body. I won't lose this battle. Han Tian's eyes regained confidence. Surpassed my physique? Lin Xian sneered. Is that so? His fist split open the sky. With a punch, it shook all directions. The two fought again, and gradually, he was no longer suppressed. The flames that filled the sky were terrifying. Everyone was shocked, and even the Chaos Quasi-Emperor's expression changed. Impossible! The 9-yang divine body was definitely not ranked as high as the chaotic body in the starry sky. How could it be a draw? Damn it, why do I feel an astonishing power in his flames? What kind of flames did it fuse with? Lin Xian's 9-yang divine body had indeed fused with the purple sun divine fire, so its power had become extremely terrifying. Now, it could compete with the chaotic body, which was ranked higher than him. At this moment, the terrifying light of reincarnation appeared in Lin Xian's eyes again. With infinite power, he charged forward. Not good. Everyone was terrified. Last time, it was because of this pair of eyes that Hun Tian was injured. Would he be able to resist this time? With a clang, Hun Tian's body let out an earth-shaking sound. If the giant axe phantom between his eyebrows had blocked this attack, he would have been defeated. Hun Tian retreated, his face pale. However, he laughed. Ha ha ha, kid, did you see that? Do you think I don't have a way to restrain you? You don't understand our reincarnation body at all. Next, I will let you feel despair. He shouted angrily and roared at the sky. His reincarnation body erupted with an unparalleled brilliance. At the same time, a giant axe phantom appeared behind him. This phantom axe soared into the sky from his bloodline, carrying monstrous bloodline runes. Heavens, what is this? Hun Tian actually has such power? He actually blocked the Rinnegan. Cries of surprise rang out one after another. The people of the Thousand Dragon Dynasty were shocked. This should be the super bloodline of the chaotic race. The corners of Zifu's mouth also curled up. Rumor had it that the chaotic race used a divine axe to create heaven and earth. It indeed existed in their bloodline. Hun Tian summoned the bloodline divine axe. Then, he held it with both hands and slashed forward. An unparalleled divine power swept out in all directions. At this moment, the world shook and the surroundings kept shattering. The spectators were all shocked. Even the pupils of the sacred lords constricted. They would probably have to retreat from this attack. What is this? Is he going to create heaven and earth? At this moment, Hun Tian was too powerful. He was like a supreme god that people could only look up to. The pupils of the heavenly court's people constricted. Murong Qingqing and the others' expressions changed drastically. They didn't expect Hun Tian to have such strength. One had to know that when he was fighting against Lin Xian, Hun Tian didn't use this bloodline at all. The other party was hiding his strength. Lin Xian's expression was incomparably cold. He used the demon summoning scripture. A pitch-black demonic shadow also appeared behind him. As soon as the demonic shadow appeared, it also had a trace of Emperor's might that swept in all directions. Everyone felt their hair stand on end again. They looked at Lin Xian with horror. What is this? Lin Xian also has a super bloodline? Chapter 5305. At this moment, even the people of the Hun Dun tribe were stunned. However, the Hun Dun quasi-emperor's pupils constricted. No, this isn't the power of the bloodline. This is the power of the earth. He cultivated the great emperor's ancient scripture. An extremely terrifying divine light burst out from his eyes as he stared straight ahead. He wanted to see through that demonic figure. However, the demonic figure turned its head slightly, forgetting to come over. With a boom, the Hun Dun quasi-emperor felt a piercing pain in his gaze. What's going on? That demonic figure was actually able to counterattack. It was too strange. What other secrets does Lin Xian have? However, he soon snorted. No matter what secrets he had, everything would be over after this battle. He was very confident in his family's bloodline, the Divine Fu Axe. The bloodline Divine Axe in the sky slashed down. Lin Xian stood there, and the demonic shadow behind him formed seals with its palms, looking extremely ancient. It slowly raised its hand. At this moment, it was as if a demon god had been resurrected. The black demonic figure covered the sky and charged forward. With a boom, the sky shattered and countless large cracks formed. Even Lord Alcohol was slightly surprised. He frowned as he looked at the demonic figure. However, he didn't say anything. Boom! The bloodline divine axe and the demon god's shadow collided. With a boom, the sky and earth were pierced through. At this moment, everyone felt a shocking power sweeping out in all directions. Oh no, they've gone crazy. No one would be able to survive under this power. However, at this moment, two quasi-emperors took action to stop this aura. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Are they really two young people? At this moment, even the sacred lords felt a chill run down their spines. Who won and who lost? Everyone was paying close attention. Even the two quasi-emperors looked over with rapt attention. In the next moment, the Hun-Dun quasi-emperor frowned while Lord Alcohol smiled. Soon, everyone also noticed that the bloodline divine axe in the sky was in a stalemate with the demon god's shadow. The two were evenly matched. Everyone was in an uproar, but the experts of the Hun-Dun tribe exclaimed, "This is impossible. How can our bloodline divine axe be unable to defeat him? They've all gone crazy." One had to know that the primal chaos tribe had created the world. According to the legends, the ancestor had used a godly axe to split the entire universe into two. Later on, their bloodline gained the power of the godly axe. Now that they had the strongest bloodline, the other party would not die for sure. But the result was unexpected. That demonic shadow actually blocked it. It was unbelievable. Your bloodline power is indeed very strong, but that's it. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a terrifying light as he attacked again. Demonic God's Seal. One of the palms was incomparably vast. It transformed into the fury of the Thunder God and charged forward. With a loud boom, the sky shook from the impact. One of his arms was broken. On the other hand, Lin Xian attacked again. His sword Qi was like thunder, connecting into one. Every strike was incomparably terrifying, causing Hun Tian to vomit blood and be sent flying. His body was covered with sword scars. Lin Xian charged forward. Not good. Hun Tian's aura was declining. Some people frowned when they saw this. The faces of the Thousand Dragons dynasty and the Golden Crows turned ugly. In a battle between experts, confidence was very important. Now, Hun Tian's confidence seemed to have been shattered. He was suppressed by Lin Wudi. Indeed, Hun Tian kept vomiting blood and was injured. The people of the Primal Chaos tribe exclaimed, "Your Highness, quickly counterattack." Even Hun Dun's expression had become extremely ugly. As for the others, they were amazed. This Lin Wudi was really too powerful. Could it be that he was going to win this battle? Lin Xian snorted. A yin-yang image appeared in his hand, turning into a yin-yang sword and charging forward. The yin-yang sword was incomparably terrifying. It swept through everything. Even the sacred leader felt that his life was in danger. At this critical moment, Hun Tian roared. He waved his hands, and the bloodline axe appeared again. He sent the yin-yang sword flying. In the next moment, he roared into the sky and merged. The bloodline axe merged with his body. In the next moment, Hun Tian changed. All the bones in his body emitted crackling sounds, and his entire body turned into a giant axe. He stood in the void. "Kid, this is my strongest attack. Now you can see it. You can die with pride." A cold voice came from the giant axe. Everyone's hair stood on end. What happened? Hun Tian turned into a weapon. It was too unbelievable. Even Lord Alcohol frowned when he realized the might of the gigantic axe. It was more powerful than the bloodline axe that he summoned before. It was even more powerful. The Primal Chaos Quasi-Emperor laughed. Our Primal Chaos tribe's bloodline is extraordinary, but the most powerful thing is the Chaos Body. This was the biggest secret of the Chaos Body. He could unleash the full potential of his bloodline. The power of the divine axe appeared again. That's right. The Chaos Body had the biggest secret. He had turned into a divine axe that could split heaven and earth. This power had surpassed the demon god's shadow. Everyone was shocked. Lin Wudi was in danger. He couldn't withstand it. Unless he used the heaven-devouring jar. But this battle didn't allow the use of weapons. Could Lin Woody merge with the demon god's shadow? If it could, its power would increase exponentially as well. Everyone was looking forward to it. Even the people on the Nebula Immortal Plateau were looking forward to it. However, Lin Xian frowned. He could only summon the demon god's shadow, but he couldn't merge with it. Therefore, when he looked ahead, his expression was incomparably solemn. It seemed that he had underestimated his opponent. Was this the true power of the chaos body? But so what? He roared angrily and charged out. Han Tian, who was at the front, charged over. At this moment he had turned into a divine axe and chopped down on the demon god's shadow. The demon god's shadow dimmed. Then it disappeared. Lin Xian also retreated, and a terrifying crack appeared on his body. His internal organs were exposed. He spat out a mouthful of blood, and his face became extremely pale. He was injured. Countless people exclaimed. Lin Woody was finally injured. His 9-yang divine body was broken. Everyone was shocked. Brother Xian! Murong Qingqing and the others exclaimed. Yan Ryu, He Shan, and the others' faces became extremely grave. Was Lin Xian going to lose? He was no match for Lin Woody. The people of the Purple Mansion laughed. The Golden Crow clan and the Twins of Destiny sneered. Lin Woody was finally going to die this time. Their peerless enemy was going to enter the 18 levels of hell. The people of the Thousand Dragons Court also looked extremely grave. The chaos body was indeed strong. If their prince hadn't died, they probably would have been able to sweep through everything from the beginning until now. Thinking of this, they sighed. Lin Woody should die. It would be best if he died. They gritted their teeth. Han Tian flew over again. He turned into a giant axe and said coldly, "Do you still think that you are my match? This time, I will cleave you in half and let you fall completely." His giant axe released a monstrous divine power, and then it exploded and slashed again. Chapter 5306. Everyone's hair stood on end in the face of this axe. Lin Woody couldn't block it at all. Was he going to die? This was a young supreme being who had the potential to become a great emperor. But now, he had fallen. In the face of such a terrifying attack, Lin Xian roared. He didn't use the demon summoning scripture. Instead, he used the Rinnegan with all his strength. The Rinnegan eye kept spinning as if it was drawing the 6 paths of reincarnation. At the same time, endless runes flew out and formed a terrifying 6 paths world. The world shook, and the sky was about to shatter. Everyone was stunned when they saw this. Lin Woody didn't fuse with the demon god's shadow. It was useless. The Chaos Quasi-Emperor sneered. After using his strongest physique and turning into the Chaos Divine Axe, all soul attacks couldn't hurt him. However, Lord Alcohol was looking forward to it. Could it be that this little guy wanted to use that thing? But it was too much for him to only have one eye. He was also worried for Lin Xian. Lin Xian's Rinnegan was becoming more and more mysterious. The Rinnegan runes on it kept spinning. Then, a ray of light flew out. As soon as this ray of light appeared, the world shattered. Even the divine axe in the Sky Palace stopped. It kept shaking. What was this? Han Tian's expression changed. Damn it! He didn't expect Lin Xian to be a threat to him. He attacked with all his strength. However, it was too late. Lin Xian's Rinnegan had completely erupted. The Rinnegan light condensed between heaven and earth, then turned into an illusion. It was as if it had crossed the ancient time and space, causing the whole world to collapse. The surrounding people were also sent flying. Their faces were full of shock. It was a sword. Finally, a divine ancestor exclaimed. Lin Woody had used a sword. What sword was it? They were extremely shocked. The sword seemed to be formed by 6 connected worlds. It was extremely terrifying. Everyone felt that their souls were about to be reincarnated. The Purple Mansion Master's face was pale. She said in horror. Could it be the reincarnation sword? Her voice was trembling. When the others heard this, they were even more dumbfounded. What? The reincarnation sword. The reincarnation sword of the 5 swords of the world? It wasn't broken long ago. 10,000 Dragon Dynasty's elder exclaimed. That was impossible. The experts of the Kunping clan gasped. Linwoody had Rinnegan in one of his eyes. Legend has it that the Rinnegan and the Samsara sword have a mysterious connection. Rinnegan can summon the Samsara sword. Kunping Z was shocked. The other party had actually summoned the Samsara sword. Fire Chilin's pupils also shrank. Linwoody had the dragon sword soul, and his combat power was far superior to others. Could he summon the Samsara sword now? 2 of the 5 swords of the world were related to him. Furthermore, the devouring sword was a quasi-emperor from the other side. This Lin Xian was too heaven-defying. Although the Samsara sword was only an illusion, it had indeed been summoned. He collided with the giant axe. The giant axe kept shaking, but in the end, it did not fall. Instead, it was sent flying. The next moment, the Samsara sword disappeared, and the giant axe was also sent flying. The 2 of them separated once again. Between them was an incomparably terrifying great cosmic rift. It was blocked. Linwoody really blocked it. Countless people were shocked. The people of the Hundun tribe were stunned. The Hundun quasi-emperor's face became extremely solemn. He stared at Lin Xian. On the other side, the Jiu Shao quasi-emperor in Yao Guang's mind was roaring crazily. I must get this body. You, help me get this body, and I will give you anything you want. He had truly gone mad because he desperately wanted to obtain every single treasure on Lin Xian's body. Puff! Hun Tian, who was opposite him, spat out a mouthful of blood. His face became extremely pale. He transformed from the giant axe into his human form again, and vomited large mouthfuls of blood. The Samsara sword just now had injured him. At that moment, he seemed to have entered the cycle of reincarnation for thousands of years, causing his soul to be severely injured. If he had not used his strongest Hundun body and divine axe bloodline just now, he would have died long ago. But even so, he was seriously injured. Lin Xian's situation was not good either. His right eye was tightly shut. There was even a line of blood tears on it. Obviously, using the Rinnegan to summon the Samsara sword was beyond his endurance. He probably would not be able to use the Rinnegan again in a short period of time. Everyone was shocked. Both of them were seriously injured. So the outcome was not certain. The Hundun quasi-emperor shouted coldly. This is your chance, use the Chaos Divine Axe again and kill him. He now felt a sense of crisis. Although he was a quasi-emperor, he felt that Lin Xian might be a threat to him. Hun Tian also took a deep breath. He also knew that the other party's Rinnegan could no longer be used. This was the best opportunity to kill the other party. If he missed this opportunity, it would be difficult to kill him in the future. He roared angrily, and his bloodline burned. He transformed into the Chaos Divine Axe again, and a terrifying aura erupted. Everyone was shocked. God, Hun Tian was going all out. He was burning his bloodline. Even if he won this battle, he would be seriously injured. It seemed that Linwoody was really too dangerous. Hun Tian did not hesitate to damage his foundation to kill the other party. This time, Linwoody did not have the Rinnegan or the demon god's phantom. Would he be able to withstand it? He was dead meat. Fire, Qilin sneered. Kunpingzi also shook his head. Murong Qingqing and Yan Ryu were also extremely nervous. Lin Xian laughed. Are you going all out? It seems that you have no more moves left. Next, the one who will be defeated will be you. Hun Tian sneered. You are still so stubborn even when you are about to die. Show me what else you have. He roared angrily and attacked again. The reincarnation divine axe slashed down, splitting the sky and earth. Lin Xian used Shadowless Heaven's net and dodged instantly. He had a pair of black wings on his back, which made his speed even faster. Do you only know how to dodge now? This means that your path has come to an end. Let me end you. Hun Tian regained his confidence. His opponent did not dare to fight against him, which meant that his opportunity had finally arrived. The others also had the same thought. Lin Xian sneered. Do you think that your Chaos Divine Axe is powerful? Today, let me show you what it means to be unparalleled in the world. As soon as his voice fell, the sound of a dragon rang out from Lin Xian's body. At this moment, everyone's soul shook and their blood boiled. Even the people from the 1,000-dragon imperial court turned pale. Damn it, this sound, could it be? On the other side, the Crimson Dragon and the others laughed. The dragon experts behind him were excited. This was a dragon soul, a great dragon soul. Murong Qingqing and the others were also happy. Could it be that Brother Xian was going to use the great dragon sword soul? That's right, the great dragon sword soul rushed out and merged with Lin Xian's body. At this moment, Lin Xian's sword energy soared into the sky. He seemed to have turned into a divine sword. Chapter 5307. At this moment, Lin Xian was like a peerless sword god. He swept in all directions and merged with the great dragon sword soul. Man and sword as one. Lin Xian looked ahead and said, Let me tell you what the strongest attack is. Lin Xian's sonorous voice spread all around. The surrounding people also exclaimed in surprise. The strongest attack? How dare he say that? However, they did feel the invincible power in Lin Xian's body. Kill! Hun Tian roared angrily. The chaotic aura on his body bloomed and turned into the chaotic divine axe. He slashed down again. His aura was stronger than before. He was already burning his bloodline. Lin Xian snorted. At this moment, he seemed to have turned into a giant dragon. He also attacked aggressively. Man and sword as one. The sword swept across, destroying heaven and earth. The two collided, and the vast divine power spread out in all directions. The surrounding people were shocked and vomited blood. Oh heavens, he blocked it. He really blocked it. This Lin Wudi actually had such power. This should be the legendary Great Dragon Sword. Although it was only a sword soul, it was still terrifying. Lin Xian was too unusual. He summoned the reincarnation sword and had the Great Dragon Sword soul. These were two of the 5 swords in the world. Moreover, the Great Dragon Sword was an unparalleled saint art. It was absolutely terrifying. The two sides fought fiercely. Hun Tian felt the sharp aura and his scalp tingled. He roared angrily. This was his last chance. He would never allow himself to be defeated again. The divine axe swept through everything in its path. Lin Xian snorted. He turned into a dragon-shaped sword intent and swept across all directions. He slashed out with the sword, and a terrifying aura bloomed on it. What kind of sword technique was this? It must be a Thearka's divine ability. Countless people exclaimed because they found this sword technique too strange. Like a ghost, he suddenly appeared behind Hun Tian. It was aimed at Hun Tian's vital parts. After Lin Xian became one with the sword, he performed the Shura sword technique. He slashed out with the sword. It was a sure-kill divine skill. Hun Tian felt the danger. The divine axe aimed at the back of the exhibition area. It set off monstrous laws. With a boom, he was sent flying and vomited a large mouthful of blood. Lin Xian laughed coldly. You're no match for me in terms of attack power. The more Lin Xian fought, the braver he became. His great dragon sword soul had reached perfection. The surrounding people were all stunned. Because they realized that Lin Xian was really too strong. Damn it, how could it be like this? On the other hand, the faces of the Hun Dun tribe turned extremely ugly. Was Hun Tian going to lose again? They couldn't bear it. The primal chaos quasi-emperor's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He could not help but want to attack. However, Master Jiao, who was at the side, stared at him fixedly. He had no chance at all. Great, Brother Xian has the upper hand. A beautiful smile appeared on Murong Qingqing's face. This smile stunned the surrounding people. Lin Xian let out a dragon roar, and the illusion of 10,000 dragons appeared around him. The people from the dragon clan were also shocked. Damn it, there's something wrong with this brat's bloodline. Why do I sense such a terrifying aura of the Tao of Dragons? They were shocked. How could they know that Lin Xian had fused with the bloodline of 10,000 dragons, and had long possessed the great dragon sword soul? Therefore, the aura of the Tao of Dragons on his body was incomparable. At this moment, Lin Xian's entire body was blooming with a monstrous light. He seemed to have turned into a peerless divine sword. He slashed out with the Azura sword art. This sword was extremely powerful. The sword light in front of everyone's eyes disappeared. Only killing intent filled the sky. The divine axe split open the sky. On the other side, Han Tian also let out an angry roar. He also used his strongest power. Heaven and earth shook. A terrifying light enveloped the 9 heavens and 10 lands. At this moment, even the sky split open. Was he going to go all out? Everyone was shocked. They knew that the victor would be decided soon. In the next moment, a bolt of divine thunder rang out. Everyone's blood surged and they couldn't stand steadily. They saw the two collide. The light in front of them was like 10 suns that were about to split open. Everyone couldn't see clearly at all. They could only feel the terrifying aura. In the next moment, a miserable scream sounded in front of them. Everyone's scalps went numb. Who was it? Someone must be injured. Was it Han Tian or Lin Wudi? They couldn't be sure at all. The two quasi-emperors' eyes were also bursting with the divine light as they looked ahead. Damn it! Suddenly, the Chaos Quasi-Emperor let out a roar. A pair of chaotic hands grabbed in front of him. He wanted to tear that storm apart. At this moment, a chaotic vortex appeared and blocked the heavenly hands. Lord Alcohol said coldly, "How dare you sneak attack a battle between young people? Do you think I don't exist? Damn it, how dare you stop me? Get lost!" The Chaos Quasi-Emperor let out an angry roar and punched out with the Chaos Divine Fist. However, the black vortex was extremely terrifying. It swallowed the sky and earth and blocked the attack. Lord Alcohol's sword soared into the sky. His face darkened as he said coldly, "Since you want to fight, I'll keep you company." The surrounding people went crazy. Why was the Chaos Quasi-Emperor so angry? Could it be? They looked at the battlefield in front of them and had a thought in their minds. Could it be that the person who screamed just now was Han Tian? Only such a situation could make a quasi-emperor so angry. Heavens, Han Tian was injured. Such an attack must have seriously injured him. Could it be that he was going to be defeated? Impossible! How could His Highness be defeated? The experts of the Chaos tribe roared crazily. Their faces were pale as they couldn't accept it. That was their Chaos physique, the strongest bloodline. If they were defeated, it would be a huge blow to them. On the other side, the Purple Mansion's Mansion Master also frowned. This was impossible. The Chaos physique and the super strong bloodline turned into the Chaos Divine Axe. With such strength, he shouldn't be defeated. As for the others, such as Yi Wudao, Gu Feng, Kun Pingzi, Fire Qilin, and the others, their eyes were also shining with a cold light. Everyone's expression was extremely solemn. The other sacred lords gasped. The young genius had already grown to such a level. There weren't many people who could suppress him in the future. At this moment, the storm in front of them gradually disappeared. The light was no longer as dazzling. Everyone looked up. They wanted to see the scene in front of them clearly. The next moment, they were dumbfounded. They realized that the two people in front of them had separated. Lin Xian stood there like a peerless divine sword. On the other side, the Chaos Divine Axe that Han Tian had turned into cracked. Chaos blood dripped from it, and his internal organs were badly damaged. Everyone gasped. He was really injured, and seriously injured. At this moment, Han Tian's body shook, and he regained his human form. His face was extremely ugly. How could it be? He had used his super strong physique and the Chaos Divine Axe. He could have defeated everything, but now he was seriously injured. This was a huge blow to him. On the other side, Lin Xian was like a sword god. He said coldly, "I said that you are no match for me. My attack is the real offensive sacred art." Chapter 5308. One stained the sky with blood, while the other was as mighty as the sword god. The outcome of the battle had already been decided. Han Tian gritted his teeth. His eyes were bloodshot as he stared ahead. The great dragon sword soul. Damn it, is this the legendary offensive sacred technique? Damn it, the power that the other party can unleash is too strong. It actually surpassed his divine axe. He was unwilling to accept this. Damn it, he felt a wave of regret when he thought of this. If he didn't use his avatar in the beginning, he would have killed Lin Xian the moment he met him. Then, Lin Xian wouldn't have had the chance to grow to such a level. It was all because of his carelessness. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Because of his arrogance, he gave his opponent a chance to grow. Now, he could only lose. But he was unwilling to accept this. Ah! He roared at the sky as his black hair danced wildly. I'm unwilling to accept this. Lin Xian snorted coldly. So what if he was unwilling? Who in this world would be willing to accept defeat? However, only the strong could go on forever. You've lost, so you can go to hell. He slashed forward again. The terrifying sword she swept across the world and everyone's scalp went numb. The pupils of the Hundun tribe's experts constricted. Damn it, Lin Wudi! You still dare to attack? Lin Xian's expression was extremely cold. This battle was about to decide the outcome of the battle. Slash! He became one with the sword and once again erupted with monstrous power. He slashed out with his sword and sent Han Tian flying. Han Tian's body was sent flying. He was already severely injured, so how could he block this sword? His broken body couldn't be completely merged because of the invincible power. Sacred blood kept dripping from his body. Ah! Han Tian let out a miserable shriek as his soul became dim and lifeless. He could die at any time. Damn it, how dare you! The Hundun tribe's experts roared crazily. Ancestor! They looked at the Hundun quasi-emperor. The Hundun quasi-emperor also said coldly, Go to hell, Ant! He pointed at Lin Xian, wanting to kill him. Lord Alcohol also attacked at this time. You've tried to assassinate me again and again. Are you looking down on me? That's fine too. Let's decide the victor today. Lord Alcohol's devouring vortex engulfed the Case Emperor. The two quasi-emperors instantly charged toward the 9 heavens. Without the threat of the quasi-emperor, Lin Xian quickly charged towards Han Tian. No! How dare you! The holy master of the Hundun tribe roared in a frenzy. A terrifying Kate's treasure pagoda suppressed the heavens and earth. However, Lin Xian executed Shadowless Heaven's net, and was fast to the extreme. At this moment, he had turned into a dragon sword and swept in all directions. That power was really too strong. Even the divine ancestor coughed up blood and was sent flying. However, there were too many sacred sovereigns around. The Purple Mansion Master and the Golden Crow tribe's sacred leader both attacked. However, Lin Xian also had quite a few holy lords on his side. The old ancestors of the Tao, the experts of the Heavenly Court, and the experts of the Nebula Immortal Foundation all made their moves. The scene was extremely terrifying. Buzz! At this moment, the void shattered and 3 battle swords charged over, directly attacking Lin Xian's back. This was a spatial divine ability. This attack was too sudden. It came and went like a ghost, making it impossible to guard against. Lin Xian felt the battle swords behind him. He suddenly turned around and waved the dragon's sword. It directly tore the 3 battle swords apart. At the same time, he charged into the void. The terrifying dragon-shaped sword flew into the void and directly attacked the elder of the Gu family. Seeing this scene, the elder's pupils constricted and he wanted to escape. However, in the next moment, he was pierced through by the sword and was nailed to the void. Was this the power of the great dragon sword so? It was indeed an offensive sacred art. He died in despair. The Destiny tribe's divine ancestor formed hand seals and transformed into a world of good and evil that continuously enveloped Lin Xian. Lin Xian's body shook and he almost fell from the sky. The Destiny tribe's divine ancestor smiled. Great, watch me send you to hell forever. Half of the world instantly turned into a pitch-black hell that wanted to swallow Lin Xian. At that moment, Lin Xian let out a roar. The great dragon sword soul erupted again. At this moment, it turned into a 10,000-meter-long divine sword and directly split the hell. The Destiny tribe's divine ancestor was also split in half. Roar! Lin Xian roared. He used the power of the sword world. The terrifying power of the world poured into the great dragon sword. The sharp aura of the great dragon sword instantly skyrocketed. Slash! With a slash of the sword, the experts who wanted to get close were all sent flying. They were horrified. The power of this sword was stronger than before. This guy was going to fully recover. Great dragon sword soul. Damn it! Hun Tian's face also became incomparably ugly. He threw out the Chaos Treasure Pagoda and Chaos Shield. Even the Chaos World tried to resist. However, it was useless. Under this sword, they were all shattered. No, I'm not willing. I don't want to die. He roared crazily, but he was completely enveloped by this sword. Boom! The dragon's roar resounded through the 9 heavens and 10 lands. At this moment, the experts of the dragon tribe also felt a huge suppression. Everyone could feel a peerless sword chi streaking across their souls. Then, the world became quiet because they realized that Hun Tian's soul had disappeared. They turned their heads and saw a cloud of blood mist. 2 halves of a body fell from the sky. It was Hun Tian. He was dead. They couldn't sense his vitality anymore. The sacred lords exclaimed one after another. No! Below, the experts of the Hundun tribe roared crazily. Their eyes were bleeding. They couldn't bear it. That was the Hundun body, their hope for the future. But now, he had actually been killed by someone. Kill him, kill Lin Woody. Avenge His Highness. The experts of the Hundun tribe rushed out crazily, and all kinds of sacred weapons flew out. The Hundun quasi-emperor in the 9 heavens also roared. He stretched out a foot and stomped down in the air like a giant spiritual god. At this moment, the world was shattered. The surrounding sacred lords all vomited blood and were sent flying. It was too terrifying. Once a quasi-emperor was angry, no one could fight against him. However, Lord Alcohol was calm. He slashed out with a black sword light and cut off the foot. And engulfed it. The next moment, Lord Alcohol's voice sounded. Lin Xian, well done? You don't have to worry about the quasi-emperor's revenge. I'll help you hold this quasi-emperor back so that he can't come out in a short time. As for the others, I believe you can fight them. With that, Lord Alcohol completely transformed into a black divine sword and enveloped the Hundun quasi-emperor. The next moment, the 2 of them shattered the void and disappeared. Damn it! The Hundun quasi-emperor let out an indignant roar. However, he was swallowed by the black vortex and didn't appear. Patriarch! The experts of the Hundun tribe roared crazily. Did their patriarch disappear? Damn it, the experts of the Purple Mansion sect were also gnashing their teeth. It seemed that the 2 quasi-emperors wouldn't be able to determine the winner in a short time. However, this was also a good opportunity. It meant that Lin Woody didn't have a quasi-emperor behind him. This was a good opportunity to kill him. With a roar, the Purple Mansion sect experts appeared one after another. The other experts also attacked. They decided to join forces to kill Lin Xian here. Chapter 5309. The death of the Chaos Dual-Crowned King shocked countless people. The impact of the fall of such a young supreme being was too terrifying. However, something even more shocking happened. They decided to kill Lin Xian as well. Lin Xian's face was pale. The battle with Hun Tian had consumed a lot of his energy, and he was also injured. Coupled with the shocking sword strike at the end, his body was indeed weak. However, when he saw this scene, his expression turned gloomy and cold. "You want to kill me? Do you have the ability?" He waved his hand and directly shot out the heaven-devouring jar. "Everyone, let's fight." The people of the heavenly court had long been experienced in dealing with the patriarchs of the Tao. When they saw this scene, they directly channeled their power into the heaven-devouring jar. The heaven-devouring jar erupted with light and shot out a ray of light. In an instant, hundreds of saints screamed and turned into a bloody mist. When the others saw this, their hair stood on end and they quickly used their extreme weapons. They retreated frantically, and the 10,000 dragons picture appeared and swept across heaven and earth. Everyone provided their power to block the heaven-devouring jar. Then, an ancient void mirror appeared out of thin air, and the power of the void tore heaven and earth apart. Many people on Lin Xian's side vomited blood, and their bodies shattered and turned into a bloody mist. At this moment, the Yi family's heaven and earth cauldron appeared. Yi Wadao seemed to have transformed into a god. The immortal King Phantom behind him held the heaven and earth cauldron and swept through the area. He fought against the void realm. As soon as these extreme weapons appeared, they froze heaven and earth. Everyone's hair stood on end as they frantically channeled their power. At this moment, Lin Xian took out the Quasi-Emperor's corpse. He said coldly, "Whoever wants to die, come out. I'll fulfill your wish." Seeing the Quasi-Emperor's corpse, everyone's hair stood on end. They knew that Lin Xian couldn't use his Rinnegan because he had summoned the reincarnation sword. However, who knew if he still had any trump cards? If he could use this Quasi-Emperor's corpse to sweep through all directions, then he would be invincible. "Retreat!" The people of the Golden Crow clan roared. The people of the Twin of Destiny clan also retreated. Gu Feng gritted his teeth, unwilling to give up. The people of the Purple Mansion also had cold expressions. They were also preparing to retreat. The people of the Primal Chaos clan roared, "No! Join hands and take him down!" The leader of the Z government shook his head. Unless they had an absolute advantage, they wouldn't be able to win. But from the looks of it, we didn't. It wouldn't be easy to kill him. At this point, he looked at Lin Xian and said coldly, "Lin Wudi, you don't have to be so arrogant. Although you killed Hun Tian, you're just a double champion." Let me tell you a secret. Our Violet Palace has the triple-crowned king. Although he was sleeping now, it wouldn't take long for him to appear. The first thing he will do when he appears is to kill you. Enjoy your last moments. After saying that, the Purple Mansion's mansion master turned around and left with his people. The surrounding people were shocked. What? The Purple Mansion also had the existence of the triple-crowned king. It was too unbelievable. One had to know that both Lin Xian and Hun Tian were double champions. Both of them were already so terrifying. How terrifying was the triple-crowned champion? The sacred races felt their scalps go numb. Did such a person really exist? Lin Xian and the others looked even more serious. Damn it, the people of the Hun Dun clan roared crazily. Now that these experts had retreated, they didn't have any extreme weapons in their hands. They could only leave unwillingly. Lin Wudi, just you wait. We will definitely take revenge for His Highness. When our Quasi-Emperor ancestor returns, it will be the time of your death. Lin Xian sneered. Hun Tian deserved to die. You want a Quasi-Emperor to kill me? Stop dreaming. He trusted Lord Alcohol very much. Since Lord Alcohol said that he could restrain the other party, he didn't have to worry. The enemies retreated. The Heavenly Court, Nebula Immortal Platform, and the others heaved a sigh of relief. Lin Xian's face was pale, and his body swayed. Murong Qingqing and the others hurried over to support Lin Xian. quickly take Big Brother Xian away. They soared into the sky and left. News of this spread out, sweeping in all directions. It wasn't just the entire Yuhua ancient city that knew. It also spread out. The true spirit world, the buried Emperor Star, and the other worlds all knew about it. What? A double-crowned king had fallen? That was impossible. The double-crowned king was in existence, even more terrifying than the imperial prince. Moreover, this double-crowned king was even more extraordinary. That was the primal chaos physique of the primal chaos race. The primal chaos race was a race that created the world. Not to mention the primal chaos physique. The primal chaos physique was the strongest bloodline in the primal chaos race. Who did it? Could it be that he was killed by an extreme weapon? No, it was Lin Woody who killed him. What? Lin Woody? That name was like thunder to everyone's ears. Previously, he had killed the Dragon Prince. Now, he had killed the double-crowned king. Was he trying to defy the heavens? Following that, more details about the battle were revealed. 2 quasi-emperors attacked, countless sacred lords attacked, and 4 extreme weapons confronted each other. All of this was because of Lin Xian. Things happened one after another, leaving everyone dumbstruck. The myriad worlds in the heavens were in an uproar. On the other side, the primal chaos race was in an uproar when they heard about it. They all knelt down and cried. Their most promising genius had fallen just like that. They issued a kill order. The 9 heavens and 10 earths had to kill Lin Woody. As for the Zifu, the 1,000 Dragons Imperial Court, and the others, their hearts were heavy. Lin Xian's growth was really too fast. Who could suppress him in the future? When the Divine Union and the others heard about it, they cheered. Their leader, Lin Woody, had taken another step forward. The other spectators were also amazed. This was a battle between gods. This was definitely the most exciting battle in the past 10,000 years. Both of them had the talent of a great emperor. It was just that Lin Woody was better. There was probably no one who could stop Lin Woody. Some people were shocked. In the future, he was very likely to become a great emperor, or at least a quasi-emperor. Some people also said that before the Zifu left, he had said something ruthless. The Zifu had a sleeping triple-crowned king. This was an even more terrifying existence. If this news was true, then Lin Woody was still in danger. Triple-crowned king! Heavens, what kind of power was this? It was hard to imagine. Everyone was shocked. Some people also said that other than Hun Tian, there were opponents. For example, Yao Guang, who cultivated the demonic sky-devouring skill, was unfathomable. She was growing faster. There was also the emperor of the Qilin race, the Fire Qilin, who was also a double-crowned king. He hit it very well. As for the other princes and princesses, if they had a heaven-defying opportunity, they would definitely be able to break through instantly. It was not that they did not have a chance. In an instant, everyone was talking about it. However, the most talked about was Lin Xian. After all, he had created one legend after another. Along the way, he had indeed made everyone look up to him. At this moment, Lin Xian had already entered the sword world and was recovering with all his might. Although he had also been injured in this battle, his condition was much better than Hun Tian's. As long as he had enough power, he would be able to completely recover to his peak. At the same time, in the universe, another matter was discovered. The Hun Tian tribe returned with Hun Tian's corpse, but they were attacked halfway. Chapter 53:10. Damn it, who is it? Is it Lin Woody? They don't want to let us go. The Hundun tribe's experts roared crazily. They were on the verge of collapse. After all, Hun Tian's death was a huge blow to them. Now that they had returned with their corpses, someone had tried to assassinate them. What were they trying to do? Damn it, do they really think that the Hundun tribe is easy to bully? Even if the ancestor isn't here, we can still sweep through everything. The sacred masters were furious. They displayed their powerful strength, shattering the sky and earth. However, a cold laugh came from the void. Then, it turned into a terrifying vortex and charged over. It attacked the Hundun tribe's experts. Not good, it's the devouring quasi-emperor. They thought of Lord Alcohol, but in the next moment, they realized that it wasn't him. There was no emperor's aura, and the devouring quasi-emperor should be with their ancestor. Then who was it? Was it the sky-devouring jar? No, it wasn't Linwoody's aura. They thought of another possibility, the demonic sky-devouring art. Damn it, you're a light-shaking realm expert, and you want to devour our chaos physique. Damn it! They roared crazily, and these people sped up. A few other experts stayed behind, preparing to kill the light-shaking realm experts. However, the light-shaking realm experts appeared and disappeared mysteriously, and their spatial abilities were superb. They dodged these attacks for a while. Damn it, this demonic sky-devouring art is too extraordinary. He has the Gu clan's ability. We have to be careful. The void in front of them shattered, and a man in cotton clothes walked out. He had a handsome face. He blocked the way. Hand over the chaos physique, and I can spare your lives. With just you? The three sacred masters walked out, their faces incomparably cold. Light-shaking realm, although you're a young genius and have cultivated the demonic sky-devouring art, it's still too early for you to fight against us. Get lost immediately, or we'll destroy your soul. They were murderous. Hun Tian was already dead, but the other party didn't even let go of his corpse. How could they tolerate it? Hun Tian sneered unmoved. He spoke to the void. Don't you think it's time for you to make a move? When the surrounding people heard this, their pupils constricted. Damn it, could it be that the other party had helpers? They looked around cautiously. However, they didn't find any experts. The primal chaos sacred leader snorted coldly. Do you think we'll believe you? However, at this moment, a cold voice sounded. Don't worry, I promise to give you the primal chaos body. Why would I go back on my word? The experts of the Hundun tribe turned pale when they heard the voice. Not good, let's go. The other party really had helpers. However, it was already too late. In the next moment, an illusory soul flew out. He stepped on the sky and swept through the world. It was the remnant soul of 9 firmaments quasi-earth. Although it was only a remnant soul, its vast emperor's aura swept out. Countless people cried out in surprise. Great Emperor! No, it was a quasi-emperor. This light-shaking realm cultivator actually had a half-emperor by his side. Damn it, this man was as terrible as Linwoody, and he was even better at hiding. No, it's not a complete quasi-emperor. It's just a wisp of his soul. A sacred ancestor gritted his teeth. Remnant soul? Do you think you can contend against them? Quasi-Emperor Jiao Shao sneered. In the next moment, his emperor's aura swept out in all directions. Those sacred ancestors resisted with all their might, but they were still sent flying backward while vomiting blood. In the next moment, they froze in the void, their faces filled with despair. They let out a roar of pain. Quasi-Emperor Jiao Shao said, "Hurry up and do it. I can't hold on for too long. I'm very weak now." Speaking of this, a hint of coldness appeared in his eyes. Damn Sakra! If he hadn't sealed me, I wouldn't have been so weak now. With his true strength, he could kill these sacred ancestors with just a glance. However, he couldn't do it now. One could only imagine how weak he was right now. Yao Guang, however, moved quickly. He charged forward. There was an ancient coffin there. Inside the coffin of chaos was Hun Tian's corpse. Yao Guang immediately opened the coffin of chaos and kept the soul inside. I got it. Let's go. He flew into the distance. Quasi-Emperor Jiao Shao sneered. He formed a seal with his fingers and activated a great emperor's mystique. It was a soul technique. In the next moment, the Hundun tribe elites screamed in agony. The souls of the saints were destroyed, and the sacred ancestors vomited blood. They fell on their backs. No! Your Highness! They roared crazily. However, they no longer had the chance to fight back. Quasi-Emperor Jiao Xiao and Yao Guang's figures gradually disappeared. News of what happened next also spread. When the people of the Hundun tribe who came to help found that the Hundun physique had disappeared, they all went crazy. Who did it? There were mountains of corpses and seas of blood. Only a few sacred ancestors were still alive. They asked. However, the situation of these sacred ancestors was even more strange. 2 of them had gone crazy. They couldn't tell what happened at all. The other 2 looked terrified. Every time they wanted to tell the truth, their souls would split open. That torture made them hover between life and death. In the end, the people of the Hundun tribe didn't know who did it. Who stole the Hundun physique? Damn it, someone is targeting our Hundun tribe. Let's go back and wait for the sacred ancestors to return. These people were facing a great enemy. If the sacred ancestors were so injured, the person who did it must be very terrifying. They didn't dare to be careless and went back. When this matter spread, it caused an uproar. For a moment, countless people were guessing who dared to steal the Hundun physique. Could it be that Lin Wudi wanted to kill them all? Some people guessed. Some people shook their heads. It was impossible. If Lin Wudi wanted to make a move, he would have done it at that time. Some people said, could it be that Yao Guang? He cultivated the heaven-devouring demonic art. When these words came out, the others' expressions were solemn. A few top-notch experts were extremely worried. This light-shaking realm cultivator was extremely strange. If he obtained the primal chaos body, if he had the Hundun physique, then who knew how far he would grow? It was very likely that he would be even more terrifying than the double-crowned king, Hun Tian. This was a peerless enemy. Of course, this was just a guess. No one had evidence that Hun Tian had stolen the Hundun physique. Some people guessed that other experts wanted to study the Hundun physique's bloodline. For a moment, there were all kinds of guesses. When the news reached Lin Xian and the others, Yan Ryu, the Crimson Dragon, and the others were shocked. However, there was no evidence, so this matter could only be dropped. In the sword world, Lin Xian slowly opened his eyes. At this moment, he had recovered about half of his strength. Most importantly, he had stabilized his foundation. As long as his foundation was fine, the rest were just minor injuries. Congratulations, kid. The Crimson Dragon flew in. You have killed a strong enemy again, but there are a lot of things I have to tell you. He told everyone about the theft of the Hundun physique. After Lin Xian heard this, his pupils shrank. Damn it, it was the Yao Guang. Chapter 53:11. Are you sure? The dark red divine flame asked. The people outside were all guessing, but there was no evidence. Some people even guessed that it was some other expert who wanted to study the secrets of the Primal Chaos clan. Lin Xian shook his head. He said, No, I'm sure. It's the light-shaking realm. He always felt a sense of danger when it came to the light-shaking realm. He felt that this person would definitely be a peerless enemy in the future. Although he had defeated the other party last time, he did not kill him. As for the demonic heaven-devouring art that the other party cultivated, as long as he found a suitable expert to devour, then his strength would undergo an earth-shattering change. If the other party devoured the primal chaos body and grew up, he would definitely be an even more terrifying existence than Hun Tian. Thinking of this, his face turned cold. It seemed that if he met the other party in the future, he could not give the other party a chance to escape. He had to kill the other party. He slowly closed his eyes and began to cultivate to recover. Outside, the news of Lin Xian killing the double-crowned king was still sweeping through the universe. Many large clans and sects were shocked. The ancients and emperors were also shocked. However, that was not the only thing. There were also some powerhouses who were in deep slumber. At this moment, they finally opened their eyes and woke up. They could not help it. They were really too shocked. The double-crowned king was already a very powerful expert. Moreover, he was so young. Such a person's future was limitless. One had to know that he was an existence that surpassed the emperor's children. Even if he encountered a divine ancestor, he would be able to contend with him. Not only that, but even a few sacred masters might not be able to kill a double-crowned king. But now, Lin Xian had done it and killed a double-crowned king. This was simply too shocking. This person was definitely a young great emperor. On a star filled with flames, a figure walked up from the ground. He still had a divine crystal on him. It was obvious that he was sealed. His gaze pierced through the 9 heavens. Had such a top genius appeared again? But so what? Back then, didn't Xia Jiuyo also dominate the world and was only one step away from becoming a great emperor? Wasn't he still injured by someone and had no chance of becoming a great emperor in the end? This time, we can also imitate the ancient times and injure Lin Wuti so that he has no chance of becoming a great emperor. In another star, a divine crystal also appeared, and a figure was sealed within it. It was a woman. She looked at the universe and frowned. Even the primal chaos body was destroyed. She wondered what happened to the quasi-emperor of the primal chaos race. Would he make a move? After all, a quasi-emperor should be able to sweep through everything. Divine crystals also flew out from another star. That person said. It was said that this quasi-emperor of the Han Dun tribe had always been in seclusion, trying to break through to the great emperor realm. Now that something like this had happened, would it affect his heart of martial arts? Voices rang out one after another. These people were also incomparably terrifying. They even knew a lot about the legends of quasi-emperors. But when the real great emperor was mentioned, they all sighed. As for quasi-emperor and martial emperor, they were 2 different realms. A true great emperor could sweep through the universe with his might, but such a character was too difficult to find. Gradually, everyone realized that Lin Xian did not appear after that battle. Suddenly, someone exclaimed. Could it be that Lin Wuti was also seriously injured in this battle? It was possible. After all, Hun Tian was not someone to be trifled with. Hun Tian had fallen, but it was not difficult to seriously injure Lin Wuti. Some people guessed that Lin Wuti's foundation had been damaged. If that was the case, Lin Wuti's martial arts path would be dangerous. Countless guesses were made. Some people even guessed that Lin Wuti had been seriously injured and had now fallen. Of course, no one had evidence, but such news had spread throughout the 9 heavens. For a moment, the people of the Divine Union were worried again. However, they were relieved that no one dared to make a move against them for the time being. Indeed, although these enemies were gnashing their teeth at Lin Xian, last time, Lin Xian had been hit by an extreme weapon in the sun. They all thought that he had fallen. In the end, a few years later, Lin Xian had come out alive. Therefore, this time, unless they saw Lin Xian fall with their own eyes, they would not make a move. Otherwise, they would not dare to make a move rashly. There were many legends about Lin Xian, but some strange scenes appeared in the universe. In the vast starry sky, there was a flaming star. Suddenly, monstrous flames engulfed the universe. Then, a figure soared into the sky. This figure carried a powerful flame power that swept in all directions. Countless saber lights circled around his body. It was as if the blade god had been resurrected. Those who passed by were dumbfounded when they saw this, as if they had been struck by lightning. Someone exclaimed, "How could this person's aura be so strong? It had already surpassed the Emperor's son. Why do I feel that he is not weaker than Hun Tian? Oh my god, this can't be a double champion, right? Impossible!" Exclamations rang out one after another. However, this scene was still recorded by someone using an array formation and spread throughout the universe. Finally, an older generation expert cried out in alarm. Was this person the Huiyunchu from back then? Some young geniuses were unfamiliar with this name. However, some divine ancestors narrowed their eyes. Could this be Huiyunchu, who was known as Sky Blade? He was actually still alive. Through the array formation, they could see that he had a sealed divine crystal on him back then. It seemed like he had chosen to seal himself and sleep for all these years. Now, he had actually appeared. In the cold universe, the void suddenly split open, and then a figure walked out. He also had a sealed divine crystal on him. In the next moment, they all disappeared, and a monstrous aura swept in all directions. This person held a large black flag. As he waved it, monstrous winds and clouds swept across. It caused some people in the nearby starry sky to fall one after another. Hey Chi! It was actually him. This person was also incredible. One man and one flag, he swept across heaven and earth. He was so powerful that the geniuses of the same generation could not raise their heads at all. No one was a match for him. This person had also chosen to be sealed back then. Unexpectedly, he had also come out now. This was also a double champion. In addition to these two people, several other figures appeared in the starry sky of the universe. These people had all been sealed and sleeping, and they had only come out now. Not only that, but even two figures walked out of the true spirit world. These two people had also fallen into a deep slumber here. One of them was holding a battle spear and wearing battle armor, looking mighty and extraordinary. The other person was carrying a thunder hammer on his back. He was like a thunder god descending to the world, piercing through the 9 heavens. Xiaoying, Thunder King. He was also a double champion. The appearance of these people once again caused the universe to fall into shock. Heavens, why are there so many double-crown champions? One had to know that there were only 3 double champions that they knew so far. Lin Xian, the dead Hun Tian, and the Fire Qilin. However, there were too many of them now. Chapter 53:12. The appearance of these powerhouses shocked the entire universe. Were there so many double-crown champions? However, some of the older generation experts explained that they were not from this era. They were from the previous era, or even the era before that. They had no hope of becoming emperors back then, so they had chosen to seal themselves and sleep, in order to find a suitable opportunity to awaken. Now, it seems like our generation should be the best era. These sleeping powerhouses have awakened. Everyone gasped when they heard this. The best era. They were pale and on the verge of fainting. Being in the same era as such powerhouses made them despair. However, some people were excited, as they had no hope to begin with. Only Lin Xian and a few others had any hope. Now that a few more powerhouses had appeared, the battle would definitely be more exciting. Such a scene was rarely seen in tens of thousands of years. How could they not be excited when they saw it now? The people from the Emperor race were also shocked. Even the Emperor's sons felt immense pressure. All along, their bloodlines had been the strongest, high and mighty, looking down on everyone. However, Lin Xian had appeared and killed the Emperor's sons. Then, the double-crown champions had appeared and suppressed them. Now several double-crown champions had appeared in succession, making them despair. Could it be that they were going to be defeated forever? Some powerhouses from the Emperor race said. They had appeared because there was a chance to become emperors in this era. I think it's because of the news about Lin Wudi. Lin Wudi's limelight was too great. He had first killed the Dragon Prince. Now, he had killed the chaotic double-crown champion, which made the other double-crown champions terrified. After all, no matter how strong they were, it would not be easy for them to kill the other double-crown champions. However, Lin Xian had done it. They had probably come out of seclusion because of Lin Xian. Voices of discussion rang out once again. What happened next was even more shocking. On the night of the full moon, the Path sect of the Holy Abyss ancient city was attacked. A figure descended from the sky and a huge hand covered the entire Divine Union. It wanted to destroy it. The people of the Divine Union vomited mouthfuls of blood. The Divine Union array formation. At the critical moment, the savage wilderness patriarch took action and forced the enemy back. However, that figure was too mysterious. Even now, no one knew who it was. However, it wasn't over yet. True Spirit World and Deity Palace were also under attack. A mysterious man slashed out with his sword, almost splitting the entire temple into two halves. After all, the Divine Palace was extraordinary. There was a formation left behind by Xiajiuyu, which blocked the sword. In fact, the spirit formation even began to counterattack and beat back the enemy. The crowd was in an uproar. First, it was the Divine Union. Now, it was the Sacred Hall. After all, Lin Xian was the one standing behind these two forces. Could it be that someone was going to attack Lin Xian? This was a test. If Lin Xian didn't come out when the Divine Union and the Sacred Hall were attacked, that meant that Lin Xian was seriously injured. Or perhaps, he had already fallen. Next, these people would be able to attack without restraint. For a moment, the universe was shaken. Who exactly was it? 10,000 Dragons Court? The Chaotic Clan? Or would it be the new double champions? In Yuhua Ancient City, Murong Qingqing and the others frowned when they heard the news. They discussed and prepared for a while before returning. Lin Xian was still recovering in seclusion. However, they weren't worried. There weren't many people who could threaten Lin Xian now. Unless it was a boundary emperor or one of those terrifying extreme weapons. The Crimson Dragon and the others discussed and left to return to their respective sections. After all, no one knew where the enemy would attack next. Sure enough, someone attacked the dragon tribe of the Black Sea. The Crimson Dragon transformed into a dragon blade and fought a great battle. Although he was defeated, his fighting strength was still shocking. He was also a big shot. Although he couldn't compare to the double champion, he was strong enough to contend with the Emperor's son. Even more shocking was Shinjingqiu's battle. Shinjingqiu was actually able to contend with the mysterious enemy. The power she displayed was very terrifying. In particular, the figure in the golden vortex that she had summoned made even the top geniuses feel numb. What exactly was Shinjingqiu cultivating? Some sacred lords also took a cold breath. Forbidden martial arts. This was definitely a forbidden martial art like the demonic heaven-devouring skill. In addition to Shinjingqiu, Murong Qingqing and Yan Ryu also displayed powerful strength that shocked everyone. These were all people around Lin Xian. Although Lin Xian hadn't appeared yet, the people around him were enough to sweep through everything. These people were all from the Divine Union. The Divine Union was an alliance that covered many families and sections. Now there were so many young top geniuses. The number of these geniuses was probably even more than the Emperor clan. Inside the Sword World, Lin Xian was still cultivating. Endless power was gathering in his body. Lin Xian had a lot of natural treasures in his hands. There were countless spiritual herbs growing in the Four-Spirit Valley, which were much more effective than those outside. In addition, there was the sacred spring of life under the heavenly tree. Therefore, it wasn't a big deal for Lin Xian to recover. At this moment, his injuries had already healed. However, he didn't stop cultivating. This battle was considered a pinnacle battle. Hun Tian was indeed the strongest expert he had encountered so far. After all, his physique surpassed the existence of the 9-yang divine body. Moreover, his bloodline could transform into the chaotic divine axe. Although he won this battle, it also brought him a crisis. In this battle, he felt that he was about to break through his bottleneck. In the following year, Lin Xian spent all his time cultivating. He absorbed endless power. On this day, a rumbling sound came from his body. Then, lightning fell from the sky and turned into a sea of lightning. It drowned him. Lin Xian roared and fought against it. 3 months later, he walked out of the sea of lightning. The aura on his body was stronger than before. The Hellfire Dragon was also surprised. He broke through. Middle stage Great Sage. He didn't expect this pinnacle battle to bring so many benefits to Lin Xian. The corners of Lin Xian's mouth curled up into a smile. He had broken through a level. In that case, his strength had greatly increased compared to before. Naturally, he was happy. Then, he spent another half a year to stabilize his realm. Lin Xian used the Rinnegan again. The Rinnegan had endless magical uses. It could actually summon the Samsara sword. Although it was just an illusion, it still shocked him greatly. Not only with the current power in his soul, he could only summon it once. Even if he broke through, it would be difficult to summon it a second time. However, its power was absolutely terrifying. Of course, other than summoning the Samsara sword, the Rinnegan had other magical uses. 6 paths of reincarnation, each path had a different use. However, with only one eye, Lin Xian could only master the 3 paths of heaven, earth, and man. The stars in Lin Xian's eyes disappeared. The power of Samsara kept appearing. After studying for more than a year, he stood up. Counting the time, 3 years had passed. He didn't know what had happened outside in these 3 years. He felt that it was time to go out. Chapter 53:13. When he came out, only the Toad and Madame Purple Star were waiting for him. What about the others? Lin Xian asked. The Toad jumped over and briefly recounted what had happened in the past 3 years. Lin Woody's face sank. Someone had dared to attack the Divine Union and the Sacred Hall. Were they testing him? Humph! He snorted coldly. Fortunately, Murong Qin Cheng, the Crimson Dragon, and the others had returned. Now, these people could take care of themselves, so he wasn't worried. Lin Gongzi, your aura! Madame Purple Star was even more shocked. She could now feel that Lin Xian's aura had become even stronger than before. The Toad also exclaimed. He had broken through, right? This was too unbelievable. Little White also flew over and blinked her big eyes. Congratulations on breaking through. Lin Xian smiled and gave the little girl some spirit fruits. Then, he said, That's right, I have broken through. Therefore, those enemies who want to attack me are probably in despair. The Hall Master of the Nebula Immortal Platform also came personally. When he saw that Lin Xian had not only recovered from his injuries, but his cultivation base had also improved, his face was full of joy. Great! It seemed like they had made the right choice in choosing Lin Xian. Your Highness, what do you plan to do next? They asked. Lin Xian said, Let's go out and take a look. Lin Xian wasn't in a hurry to leave. After all, he had just broken through and gained a new understanding of the Great Path. Therefore, he felt that there was still a mysterious aura in the Yuhua ancient city. He wanted to comprehend it here. Your Highness, you have to be careful. Some very powerful experts have appeared recently. They seem to be coming for you. Lin Xian nodded. Then, they took a few black robes and put them on to cover their faces. The group walked out. The Toad and Little White had already run away. Madame Purple Star followed Lin Xian. The Yuhua ancient city was very big. After they left, they went to an ancient temple. Lin Xian was there, comprehending the mysterious aura and great path. At this moment, he frowned and turned his head to look into the distance. There was a fight. Not long after, Purple Star also felt it. He found that a few auras were rushing over here. It was obvious that someone was being hunted. Lin Xian ignored him. Battles happened every day. If they weren't directed at him, he wouldn't care. But not long after, Purple Star frowned. He said that he felt an aura that was very familiar. He seems to be someone from our 9-star Immortal Foundation. Someone with a 9-star Immortal Foundation? Let's go and take a look. Lin Xian and Yi Zichen walked forward. Not long after, they saw people fighting up ahead. 3 people besieging 1 person? Furthermore, it was a young man. At this moment, his body was stained with blood and his face was full of wounds. Brat, don't wait anymore. Hand over the item obediently. How could you possibly be a match for us? The young man gritted his teeth. Don't even think about it. This jade pendant was given to me by Big Brother Purple Star. He asked me to take care of it, so how could I hand it over to you? I absolutely cannot let down Big Brother Purple Star. What Big Brother Purple Star? He actually dared to stand together with Lin Wudy. He died a few years ago. Why should you lose your life for a dead man? The three people around him sneered. Lin Xian, who had rushed over, saw this scene and immediately narrowed his eyes. Purple Star, who was at the side, was furious. His killing intent instantly emerged. You're courting death. He rushed out recklessly. The few people fighting in front turned their heads. In the next moment, they saw a black-robed man rushing over. Who are you? The three experts shouted coldly. You dare to interfere with the matters of our 9-star Immortal Foundation? Scram! Are you worthy of being a 9-star Immortal Foundation? Purple Star's face was incomparably cold. Killing intent emerged from his body. Then, he suddenly attacked. A huge hand covered the sky, with starlight on it, instantly piercing through heaven and earth. One of them was smashed into pieces, blood splattering everywhere. The expressions of the other two also changed. You're courting death. They were furious. Purple Star's black robe was lifted, revealing his true face. You guys can try. Big Brother Purple Star. It's you! The injured young man cried out in surprise when he saw this scene. He was really too happy. He didn't expect Big Brother Purple Star to be alive. The other two were dumbfounded. You're not dead? This is impossible. Let's go. The two of them turned around and fled. However, Purple Star roared angrily. The galaxy blade light soared into the sky and slashed forward. It instantly killed the two of them. Although the two in front were also experts, Purple Star was a young powerhouse. At this moment, how could the two of them withstand his full-strength attack? Ziyu, what's going on? Why are you being chased by a 9-star Immortal Foundation expert? Madam Purple Star frowned tightly. Big Brother, you don't know. In the shocking battle 3 years ago, you followed Lin Wudy. Then, Lin Wudy and the others disappeared, and you didn't appear for 3 years. Everyone guessed that you were already dead. Therefore, the power of the 9-star Immortal Foundation changed. Shenmue obtained the support of the Sky Snake clan and recruited a few experts, so his strength became stronger and stronger. Therefore, they attacked the people of our bloodline. First, they suppressed us and snatched our resources. Later, they finally shed all pretense of cordiality and began to chase us. This time, they want Big Brother Purple Star's treasure vault, so they chased me and snatched the jade pendant in my hand. Purple Star was instantly furious after hearing this. That jade pendant was the key to opening the array. That's why Ziyu was being chased. Damn it! Shenmue was so arrogant. Didn't the others care? Ziyu sighed. How could he care? The 9-star princess couldn't do it either. Besides, our Immortal Foundation went against Lin Wudy. Lin Wudy even killed our Hall Master. Big Brother, you followed Lin Wudy. We're already very lucky that we weren't killed directly. Damn it! Purple Star's eyes turned red. At this moment, Lin Xian walked over from behind and patted Purple Star's shoulder. Don't worry, your bloodline won't flow in vain. From now on, I'll let you control the 9-star Immortal Foundation. Ziyu was stunned. He looked at the black-robed man in front of him with a face full of shock. Who was this person? He dared to say such big words. One had to know that the new Hall Master of the 9-star Immortal Foundation was an expert of Shenmue's bloodline. He was a divine ancestor. Where did this black-robed man get his strength from? He had a face full of doubt. However, Purple Star said respectfully, Thank you, young master. Ziyu, who was at the side, was stunned. His big brother actually believed such big words? It was too unbelievable. However, Purple Star said, Ziyu, this is Lin Gongzi Lin Wudy. Hurry up and greet him. Ziyu's mind was instantly dumbfounded. Lin Wudy! These 3 words were like thunder, leaving him dumbfounded. The black-robed man in front of him was the legendary Lin Wudy. Now he finally understood why the other party dared to say such big words. Why did his big brother believe him? Because the other party was Lin Wudy. Chapter 53:14. Greetings, Lord Linwoody, Ziyu said with a careful expression. He was really too scared. This was the Supreme Existence who killed the double-crowned king. He was a Supreme Demon King. If Madame Purple Star wasn't here, he would have been scared to tears. Lin Xian nodded slightly to the other party and greeted him. Then, he looked at Madame Purple Star and said, "It seems that a lot of changes have happened in the past 3 years. Because you stayed by my side, you caused your family to suffer such losses. Let's go to the 9-star immortal platform. I'll get justice for you." "Thank you, young master." Madame Purple Star was happy. Ziyu was also surprised. Linwoody wasn't the legendary demon. He felt that he was easy to get along with. He said, "Lin Gongzi, I'll lead the way." The group walked forward again. The 9-star immortal platform was also very vast. There were many palaces and pavilions inside, and they were divided into many mansions that represented different forces. There were a total of 3 forces in the 9-star immortal platform. Chenmu, the 9-star princess, and Madame Purple Star were the young geniuses of these 3 forces. The previous palace master was an expert from the 9-star palace master's faction. Therefore, the 9-star palace master's faction was the strongest. However, this palace master was killed by Lin Xian. Therefore, the 9-star palace master's faction gradually declined. Chenmu's faction received the support of the Sky Snake clan and instantly became stronger. In addition, their faction became the new palace master, so they were now at the peak of their power. They began to suppress Madame Purple Star's faction and even wanted to devour them. The Sky Snake clan was nothing to be afraid of. Lin Xian sneered after hearing this. The previous Kailingi was no match for him at all. Now that his cultivation had broken through, his strength had increased greatly. The other party was even less of a match for him. The group returned and went to the mansion of Madame Purple Star's faction. After entering, they found that the mansion was much more dilapidated, and there weren't many people inside. They didn't know if they were captured or suppressed. After Ziyu returned, just as he entered the courtyard, someone sneered, "You still know to come back. Have you thought it through and prepared to give us the array formation jade pendant? If you knew this would happen, why did you do it back then? Hurry up and kneel down, and hand over the jade pendant." A few figures walked out from the main hall in front of him with sneers on their faces. They were all from Chenmu's line. One of them was an expert from the Heavenly Serpent clan. The corners of his mouth curled up as he sat there, coldly paying attention to her. Zixing's little face turned pale, and he clenched his fists. These people had gone too far. At this moment, Zixing also walked out from behind and said coldly, "You bunch of trash dare to behave atrociously in our mansion? Who gave you the courage? Kneel and accept your death." Hearing this, the saints at the front were stunned. They looked ahead and discovered that it was a black-robed man. Their expressions immediately darkened. "Who do you think you are? How dare you scold us? You are courting death. Do you believe that I'll make you wish you were dead? Ziyu, where did you get this reinforcements from? Just these 2 people dare to go against us. I think you're courting death." Among them, a middle-aged man stretched out a large hand to grab Ziyu, wanting to cripple him. Boom! At this moment, a galaxy saber light chopped off the huge hand. The middle-aged man screamed. Blood dripped from his palm, and his expression became ferocious. "How dare you hurt me? Men!" With a command, countless figures appeared in the surroundings. They were murderous and sealed off the entire area. "I'll make them wish they were dead." "Wish they were dead?" Zixing sneered. "You! Do you have the ability?" He took off his black robe again, revealing his true face. The pupils of the surrounding people constricted when they saw this scene. "What? You're not dead?" The middle-aged man was so frightened that he almost knelt on the ground because the other party was Zixing. Back then, he was one of the 3 top prodigies with a 9-form immortal foundation. How could he not know him? Didn't you die in the battle 3 years ago? How could you still be alive? His expression became terrified. The others also sucked in a breath of cold air. I'm dead? Who told you that I'm dead? I'm dead, so you can make a move on people from our line? An extremely terrifying killing intent erupted from Zixing's eyes. He snorted coldly and slashed forward with his saber. The galaxy saber light turned into the Milky Way and swept across the air. No! The middle-aged man roared crazily, and he quickly dodged. He was no match for Zixing at all. However, he was still too slow, and the saber cut him in half. His body and soul were destroyed. He fell into a pool of blood. The surrounding people were shocked. Zixing was too powerful. He was a young powerhouse. He was not someone they could contend against at all. After Zixing killed the middle-aged man, he looked forward again. He stared at the powerhouse of the Sky Snake clan who was sitting there. He said coldly, "That's my seat. Who allowed you to sit there? Get down here!" The powerhouse of the Sky Snake clan also opened his eyes. There was a cold green light in his eyes as he stared straight ahead. "You're not dead." He was extremely surprised. But soon he sneered. "So what? Now that the situation is over, you can no longer make a comeback." Zixing snorted coldly. A mere Sky Snake clan dared to say that the situation was over? "I'll kill you today!" The silver saber light slashed down again. The powerhouse of the Sky Snake clan was furious. He slapped out with his palm. His palm turned into thousands of sky snakes that danced between heaven and earth. Every slash carried an extremely powerful law. It was incomparably terrifying. The palm was like 1,000 snakes sweeping across. It was terrifying to the extreme. Boom! The two collided, and the entire void was completely shattered. However, at this moment, Zixing attacked again. He formed a seal with his palm, and his right hand turned into a dazzling star that pierced through heaven and earth. It directly pierced through the other party's body. The powerhouse of the Sky Snake clan spat out blood and flew backward. He was severely injured. How was that possible? How could you be so strong? Zixing sneered. If you were Ling Yi, I might have fought with all my strength. But with just you, do you think you can contend against me? Go to hell. He formed a seal with his palm again, and like a meteorite falling, he smashed the other party into pieces. Dead? The surrounding people were shocked. A powerhouse of the Sky Snake clan had fallen? Zixing roared at the sky. Chenmu, get out here! He knew that all of this was done by Chenmu, and he had to kill him. A terrifying voice spread in all directions. In an instant, more than half of the 9-star immortal platforms heard it. Countless people were shocked. The people of Chenmu's clan were instantly enraged. Who was it? Who dared to scold our highness? Did they want to die? I want to see who's so daring. Killing intent appeared one after another. The current Chenmu had become the young master of the 9-star immortal platforms, and he would become the new palace master in the future. Such a person's identity was extraordinary. He was even more terrifying than the 9-star princess. No one dared to provoke him. But now, someone dared to challenge him. They couldn't bear it. The people of the 9-star palace master's clan were also shocked. Who was it? The 9-star princess said that she felt a familiar aura. Chapter 53:15. It seemed to be Purple Star's aura. No way? Isn't he dead? He's still alive. And he's back. Cries of surprise rang out one after another. In an instant, many people flew towards the mansion. They saw Purple Star standing in midair with starlight surrounding his body. Heavens, it's really him! He's still alive! In addition, those from Purple Star's faction were all excited. Great, our young prodigy is still alive. As long as Purple Star was still alive, there was hope for their faction. Those from the 9-star Palace Master's faction also took a deep breath. It seemed that the situation had changed. If Purple Star and the 9-star Princess joined forces, they might be able to turn the tables. However, at this moment, an old man next to the 9-star princess sighed. Even if they could defeat Shenmue together, they still had the Heavenly Snake clan behind them. Countless people from Purple Star's faction quickly gathered. They were all from their faction. Shinger, you're back. It's great. Shinger, avenge us. Someone clenched his fists and said. There were also some old men who sighed. No, they're too powerful. Shinger, you'd better leave. As long as you're alive, there's hope for us. Don't worry, everyone. I'm here to save you today, Purple Star said. The other old men shook their heads and sighed. You don't know. It's not just Shenmue. He has the Heavenly Snake clan behind him, and there are even a few terrifying clans and sections. They're all secretly making a move. You're no match for them. At this point, they sighed heavily. Zissou, who was next to them, was full of anticipation. He had thought the same before, but now he had changed his mind. He looked at the black-robed man standing behind him who had been silent all this time. As long as this person was here, no matter who the enemy was, everything could be resolved. Purple Star looked into the distance and shouted angrily, Shenmue, are you still not going to come out? In the distance, in the endless palaces, rumbling sounds could be heard. Terrifying starlight pierced through heaven and earth. Then, a man clad in battle armor soared into the sky like a god of war. He had an extraordinary aura about him. Purple Star, you're still alive. What a surprise! But so what? I'll personally send you to hell today. As he spoke, he waved his hand, and his spear swept out like a dragon swinging its tail in the air. He directly charged towards Purple Star. Purple Star unleashed a terrifying star river palm. Her two palms transformed into 2 star rivers and shot out. The two collided, and an earth-shattering sound rang out. Then, they both dissipated. You're just SOSO. You want to kill me? Just a little bit more. Purple Star's eyes erupted with an extremely terrifying light. He pulled out the Milky Way saber light and slashed out, shattering heaven and earth. This strike caused the expressions of the surrounding people to change. Even Shenmue's pupils constricted. He realized that his opponent's saber technique was even more terrifying than before. His face was gloomy. He pulled out a long spear, held it with both hands, and thrust it out. With a clang, it was shaken to the point that its chi and blood were in turmoil. At this time, another blade slashed out. It was as heavy as a mountain, shattering the void. The two of them fought fiercely. The surrounding people were all watching nervously. I wonder who will win and who will lose in this battle. Shinger, you can't lose. The people of the Purple Star bloodline were extremely nervous. The 9-star palace master and the others were also shocked. Had Purple Star's saber techniques become so terrifying in the past 3 years? In the sky, Shenmue's face was also extremely gloomy. Although he was already familiar with his opponent's saber technique, the power contained in it was unimaginable. It caused his chi and blood to surge more and more. In the end, he spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying. He was injured. Everyone was in an uproar. They did not expect Shenmue to be the one who was injured. The people of the Purple Star bloodline all cheered. The people on the 9-star princess side were also shocked. She said that Purple Star had become more powerful than 3 years ago. Purple Star held the long saber in his hand and pointed it forward. You're no match for me at all. Kid, don't be so arrogant. Do you think I haven't improved in the past 3 years? I was just careless just now. Shenmue shouted angrily. In the next moment, he roared at the sky, and a starry sky chart appeared on his back. The starry sky chart kept spinning and sweeping, sealing the world in all directions. At this moment, everyone felt a sense of horror. 10 extremities starry sky chart. He had actually mastered such a divine ability? Many people were shocked. The 9-star princess pupils also contracted. Damn it, Shenmue had been hiding his strength before. Not good. Shinger, run! The people of the Purple Star bloodline also had extremely ugly expressions. Because the 10 extremities starry sky chart was a very terrifying technique on the 9-star immortal platform. However, it was very difficult to master. Many people had tried to cultivate it in the past, but they had all failed. Not only that, some people had even died. One could imagine how domineering this divine ability was. They didn't expect Chenmu to have mastered it. Even Ziyu, who was standing at the side, was extremely nervous. He looked at Lin Xian with anticipation in his eyes. He seemed to be asking for Lin Xian's opinion. Lin Xian stood with his hands behind his back. He looked forward and said indifferently, "Don't worry, Purple Star didn't waste his time in the past 3 years. So, there was no need to worry about him." Although Lin Xian had been in seclusion for the past 3 years, he understood after coming out. Purple Star had been cultivating for the past 3 years and often sparred with Yi Wudao, Murong Qingqing, and the Crimson Dragon. So, his strength had been steadily improving. Purple Star took a deep breath. "Is this your true strength? No wonder you dare to be so arrogant. But so what? I won't lose." The saber light on his body slashed out bolts of lightning one after another, slashing forward. Chenmu opposite him was even more powerful. After he used the 10 extremities starry sky chart, he really looked like a god of war. The long spear in his hand broke through the void. Together with the starry sky chart, it was extremely dazzling. His strength was even more terrifying than before. However, the two of them were still evenly matched. The surrounding people were shocked and disgusted. They didn't expect Purple Star to be able to resist the 10 extremities starry sky chart. His starry river saber technique was even more terrifying than before. It was incomparably deep. "I feel a unique law." Exclamations sounded one after another. Chenmu's face turned even uglier. He didn't expect that after using the 10 extremities starry sky chart, his opponent could still resist. Thinking of this, he was furious. "Despicable brat, go to hell." In an instant, the starry sky chart on his back bloomed with thousands of rays of light. It instantly formed a terrifying space that enveloped Purple Star. In the next moment, the space completely shattered the void. The surrounding people exclaimed, "Not good." Purple Star was sealed. "It's over." The 10 extremities starry sky chart's strongest power was to seal a part of the sky. Then, it would completely refine it. This move was enough to kill an expert who was stronger than him. This was also the most terrifying power of the 10 extremities starry sky chart. Now that Purple Star was enveloped, he was really doomed. Ziyu and the others' faces were pale, and their eyes were filled with despair. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. 10 extremities starry sky chart? That was interesting. Chapter 53:16. The scene in front of them caused countless people to exclaim. Ziyu and the others were in despair. Even the 9-star princess and the others took a deep breath. Lin Xian stood there with his hands behind his back. He looked at the scene in front of him, and a cold light appeared in his eyes. If Purple Star really couldn't hold on, he would make a move. However, he soon smiled because he knew that there was no need for him to make a move. In front of him, the 10 extremities starry sky had sealed the world. Chenmu laughed sinisterly. "You want to fight me with just you alone? I'll refine you now." The starlight in the sky turned into starfire and began to refine Purple Star inside. In the 10 extremities starry sky, Purple Star indeed felt a sealing power. Blood dripped from the corner of his mouth. All the bones in his body were making cracking sounds. To be honest, he had indeed encountered the most dangerous moment. However, an extremely cold light burst out from his eyes. Galaxy Saber. At this moment, he suddenly shouted angrily, and the saber light on his body soared into the sky. He seemed to have turned into a peerless saber and rushed forward. He collided with the 10 extremities starry sky. With a clang, the two collided like thunder, and then the world shook. The 10 extremities starry sky was forcefully split open, and a figure rushed out. He slashed forward with irresistible force. With a slash, Chenmu was sent flying. A terrifying crack appeared on Chenmu's body, and his internal organs were exposed. His sacred blood turned into a sea of blood. This sudden change caused the surrounding people to be dumbfounded. How was that possible? The 10 extremities starry sky chart was broken. It was too unbelievable. That saber was too terrifying. Did he use the one with the saber? This purple star was incredible. The powerhouses who were watching the battle were also shocked. Purple Star stood there with a pale face. Although his body was stained with blood, the saber technique on his body was even more dazzling. I told you, you're no match for me at all. Across the sea of blood, Chenmu gritted his teeth. His expression was ferocious. Damn it! His strongest ultimate skill had been broken by the other party? No! I don't believe it! I want you dead! He roared crazily. Why aren't you coming out? With a roar, the surrounding void shattered, and someone appeared in the distance and soared into the sky. Between heaven and earth, the phantoms of 10,000 snakes were roaring. They shattered the void. Everyone felt their scalps go numb. It was the Heavenly Snake Clan. Walking at the very front was a woman in colorful clothes. She was Kailingi, a genius of the Heavenly Serpent Clan. On the other side, the sky was filled with frost, and a man walked out. Ice surrounded his body, sealing the world in ice. At the same time, dragon scales flickered. He was an expert of the Ice Dragon Clan. His strength was not any weaker than Kailingi. This was obviously a young giant. Who would have thought that there would be 2 young giants behind Chenmu? The 9-star princess smiled bitterly. This was also the reason why she had lost. Even if she joined forces with Purple Star, it would still be difficult to resist these 3 people. 3 tycoon-level geniuses walked out and stared at Purple Star. This caused the void on the Purple Star's side to constantly shatter. The faces of ZU and the others turned ugly. Oh no, they were really worried now. Purple Star was indeed powerful, but being able to defeat Chenmu with her strength alone had shocked them. However, now that 2 young giants had appeared, things were different. Kailingi walked out and said with a smile, "Young Master Purple Star, you're really lucky. You didn't die in the shocking battle 3 years ago. However, it's a pity that your good luck ends here. If you hide your identity from now on, you might still be able to live. However, you shouldn't have come back. There's no place for you on the 9-star Immortal platform. Today, if you obediently submit to us, you might still be able to live. Otherwise, we can only send you to hell." The Ice Dragon Man sneered. Humph. What's the point of talking nonsense with him? Just take him down. If you think it's a pity to kill him, you can make him our battle servant. There was a trace of ferocity in his eyes. This kid used to follow Lin Woody, but so what? Lin Woody had not appeared for 3 years. Perhaps he was seriously injured in the battle with Hun Tian and had died. At this point he laughed proudly. The ice and snow in the sky became even more terrifying. The endless palaces below were all frozen, and even Ziyu and the others were covered in a thick layer of frost. You're no match for me at all. What do you have to fight me? Chenmu sneered again. Although his body was stained with blood, he looked like a demon. Looking at this scene, Purple Star shook his head and sighed. He looked at Chenmu and said coldly, "You will die without a doubt." He then looked at Kailingi. The Ice Dragon Man said coldly, "If the 2 of you kneel down and kowtow now, you might be able to live." As soon as he said that, the surrounding people were stunned. What kind of joke was this? Where did Purple Star get the courage to say such a thing? One had to know that there were 3 young giants in front of them. No matter how powerful Purple Star was, could he defeat them? He probably wouldn't even be able to escape with his life. Stupid thing, who gave you the courage? Are you out of your mind? Someone like you dares to threaten us? The 3 of them were furious, and a terrifying killing intent appeared on their bodies. They joined forces and walked forward. In an instant, the sky fell and the earth cracked. Many people vomited blood and were sent flying. Purple Star's expression also changed, and the wounds on his body also split open. However, at this moment, a hand patted his shoulder and gave him a surge of strength. Then, a black-robed man walked forward. I gave him the courage. Lin Xian walked forward. He blocked the terrifying killing intent of the three people alone. The surrounding elders were all stunned. Who was this person? He was too strong. Why did it feel like he was even stronger than Purple Star? Ziyu, who was next to him, was excited. Great! Lin Gongzi has made a move. Elder, we're saved. With Lin Gongzi making a move, we definitely have hope. Purple Star also bowed respectfully. Thank you for your trouble, young master. When the surrounding elders saw this scene, their pupils constricted. Could it be? They thought of a possibility and then gasped. In front, Qin Mu and the other two frowned again. They looked at the black-robed man who suddenly appeared in front of them with incomparably cold expressions. Who are you? How dare you interfere in our affairs? Do you want to die? Kneel down now and cripple your own arms. Get out, and I can spare your life. Spare my life? Lin Xian smiled. Those who dared to say such things to me have died 10,000 times. As for who I am, open your dog eyes wide and see clearly. Lin Xian's black robe fluttered, and the cloak split open, revealing a handsome face. In the next moment, the pupils of the three people in front shrank. Lin Woody! It's you! You're not dead! The three young giants in front roared in horror. At this moment, their faces became incomparably pale, and their bodies trembled. Chapter 53:17. Lin Xian's appearance shocked everyone, especially Qin Mu and the other two at the front. Their faces turned extremely ugly. Although they were confident and fearless, it didn't mean that they weren't afraid of Lin Xian. This was Lin Woody. He was the supreme existence that killed the double-crowned king. How could they be his match? Damn it, retreat! They quickly retreated. The surrounding people were shocked. Lin Woody had only shown his true face, but he had already scared off three young giants. Who could be a match for such terror? Lin Xian snorted coldly. Don't you think it's too late to leave now? The light of reincarnation appeared in his eyes and turned into a world of reincarnation, suppressing all six directions. Suddenly, the three of them were blocked. Get lost! Qin Mu let out a furious roar as starlight shot out from his body. However, it was useless. They were all blocked. I don't believe it! Kai Ling turned into a heavenly snake and roared at the sky. Her body danced and tore the 9 heavens apart. However, she couldn't tear the world of reincarnation apart. On the other side, Ice Dragon was the same. He shot out ice and frost that filled the sky, turning it into an ice dragon, but it was trapped here. Damn it! The three of them roared crazily. Qin Mu gritted his teeth and said, he was using the Rinnegan. It was a terrifying eye technique. However, with his soul power, he wouldn't be able to use it for long. As soon as he said that, the other two were relieved. They just needed to wait for the power of reincarnation to disappear and they could fight their way out. However, Lin Xian made his move. He wouldn't give them any time to wait. Heavenly Path of Reincarnation. With a furious roar, a huge hand appeared in the sky and pressed down on the ground. Its target was Qin Mu. Qin Mu roared. 10 extremities starry sky map. In an instant, the surrounding space turned into a starry sky and sealed the hand of heaven above. The surrounding people were also shocked. Could this attack be blocked? They were still confident. After all, 10 extremities starry sky map was a peerless superpower. With one attack, the sky fell and the earth cracked. 10 extremities starry sky map shook and then fell apart. The giant hand of heaven fell from the sky and enveloped Qin Mu. Shenmu's face was filled with despair. This was impossible. His 10 extremities starry sky chart was so terrifying that it could seal everything. But right now, under the gigantic hand of the heavens, he was completely powerless to resist. No! He became terrified and turned to flee. This was the power of a young supremacy. The gap between them was really too big. He was no match for him at all. Unfortunately, he could not escape at all. The hand of the heavens fell, and the heavenly path of reincarnation crushed him. His body turned into a bloody mist, and his soul was dissipated by the samsara. Dead? The surrounding people were dumbfounded by this scene. They couldn't believe it. That was a young magnate, and now he was killed in a single move. This Linwoody was too terrifying. No! Young master! Shenmu's people screamed crazily. Madame Purple Star and the others clenched their fists. They saw hope. This was great. With Linwoody's help, he could sweep away everything in the world. The other two people, Kai Ling-yi and Ice Dragon Rancor, were scared out of their wits when they saw this scene. Even if the two of them were stronger than Shenmu, they were not much stronger. Shenmu was killed in a single move. Could they withstand it? Therefore, they fled crazily. Kai Ling-yi shouted angrily, and she turned into a heavenly snake. There was an extremely terrifying aura on it, as if an ancient demonic beast had been resurrected. He charged forward. With a boom, the laws shook, and multicolored light shone brightly. This attack could pierce through a star. However, it could not shake the world of reincarnation. Lin Xian stood in the void and looked at this scene with a cold expression. He said that you can't break the world of reincarnation. As he spoke, he walked forward. A Taiji diagram appeared in his hand, and it kept spinning, emitting terrifying power. Damn it! Kai Ling-yi shouted angrily. She turned into a heavenly snake and spat out terrifying poison. At the same time, she raised her tail high and slashed down. It was like a heavenly blade that could destroy everything. It charged towards Lin Xian. The tail was covered in black runes, which were highly toxic. Even the other young giants would definitely die if they were enveloped by it. That was the power of his bloodline. Boom! Lin Xian did not dodge at all. He waved the Taiji diagram to resist. The two collided, and a deafening sound was heard. This is great! Kai Ling-yi smiled. The people of the Sky Snake clan in the distance also snorted. Linwoody, you're too careless. Although you're powerful, can you withstand thousands of poisons? The poison of our heavenly snake princess is not something you can imagine. Even the divine ancestor would have to retreat, let alone you. In their opinion, Lin Xian was definitely poisoned. It was very likely that he was seriously injured. Next, they could make their move. In the poisonous fog in front of them, the Taiji diagram kept spinning, turning into yin and yang and tearing everything apart. Lin Xian walked out unharmed. How was that possible? The eyes of the people of the Sky Snake clan almost popped out. Even Kai Ling's pupils constricted. Impossible! Her Sky Snake poison, which could threaten the divine ancestor, was useless? Lin Xian snorted coldly. He held the Taiji diagram in his hand, and all the poisons in the sky were sealed in the Taiji diagram. It could not hurt him at all. In the next moment, he threw out the Taiji diagram, which turned into a piercing ray of light. Taiji slash. Like a bolt of lightning, it charged toward the Sky Snake clan. Kai Ling tried her best to dodge. Her body circled, forming the strongest defense. However, it was of no use. The attack landed directly on its weak spot. Ah! She screamed miserably as her body was instantly torn apart. That was her vital point. It was her most fatal point. That attack made her hover between life and death. Not only that, but the Taiji diagram also released an extremely terrifying cold aura. That was the law of death, which turned her broken body into a pile of bones. Was she dead? Countless people were shocked. The people of the Sky Snake clan also turned pale. Suddenly, among the white bones, there were tens of millions of finger-sized little snakes that burrowed into the ground. She was not dead. She escaped. Countless people exclaimed. The people of the Sky Snake clan were also delighted. Great! The Sky Snake clan was a rare beast of heaven and earth, a ferocious beast from ancient times. They definitely had a super powerful escape method. Now, their princess had used a life-saving method. However, they were also gnashing their teeth. Once she used that method, although she could survive, she would definitely be seriously injured and her foundation would be damaged. It would be difficult to recover without 500 years. She was not dead yet? Lin Xian was also surprised. She had some tricks up her sleeve. However, do you think you can escape? He shouted coldly, and the 9-yang divine body released a terrifying 9-yang divine fire that swept across the surroundings. It burned the world. At this moment, Lin Xian turned into the sun god of war. He was like the sun, and his terrifying light enveloped the world. In an instant, the escaping sky snakes screamed crazily under the ground. They were burned by the raging fire and eventually disappeared into thin air. Following that, countless experts rushed out from the surroundings. Another middle-aged man strode over. They were from Qinmu's line. When those elders saw Qinmu fall, they roared crazily. Who was it? They had gone too far. They stared straight ahead. When he realized that it was Lin Xian, his eyelids twitched wildly. You are the new palace master? Lin Xian looked at the middle-aged man in front of him and asked in a deep voice. The middle-aged man also felt his scalp go numb. Although he was a palace master, so what? His previous palace master had been killed by this young man in front of him. Therefore, he didn't dare to be careless when facing Lin Wuti. Instead, it was as if he was facing a great enemy. Why did Lin Gongzi kill Qinmu? You don't seem to have any grudges. The middle-aged man gritted his teeth and asked. Why did he kill him? I'm standing up for Zixing. Is this reason enough? Hearing this, the middle-aged palace master's pupils constricted. He looked at Zixing in shock. Damn it, has Zixing become Lin Wuti's friend? It was too unbelievable. It seemed that Qinmu had died in vain this time. He didn't dare to make a move at all. He gritted his teeth and said, Fine, Lin Gongzi, let's forget about this matter. The mountains will not change and the rivers will flow forever. We will have a chance to meet again in the future. I won't send Lin Gongzi off. As the palace master of the Immortal Foundation realm, he dominated the world and controlled the region. But now, facing a young man, he couldn't make a move. He even had to treat him with respect. He felt like he had been slapped in the face, so he desperately wanted to leave now. Lin Xian laughed. Did I say you could leave? The middle-aged palace master stopped, turned his head, and gritted his teeth. What else did Lin Gongzi want? His voice was abnormally cold. You are not suitable to be the palace master of the 9-star Immortal Foundation. His calm voice sounded like thunder. The surrounding people were all dumbfounded. Especially those from Qinmu's faction, their pupils constricted. The middle-aged palace master also shouted angrily. Lin Wuti, what do you mean by this? Are you still interfering in the affairs of the Immortal Foundation realm? The elders also shouted. Lin Wuti, don't go overboard. This is the 9-star Immortal Foundation, not your territory. Overboard? Lin Xian sneered. Back then, when you cooperated with the Primal Chaos race to kill me, did you think about going overboard? It seems that the punishment I gave you last time was too light. Lin Xian emitted a monstrous killing intent. The surrounding people were so scared that their scalps went numb. Lin Wuti, was he planning to settle the score? They had indeed worked together to kill him. If he came looking for them with this reason, it was indeed very reasonable. But if they really fought, could their 9-star Immortal Foundation withstand it? One had to know that back then, the primal chaos race's boundary emperor came personally with so many ancient families and great emperor families to kill Lin Woody, but they didn't succeed. Not to mention that they only had one immortal foundation now. Thinking of this, the elders' faces were filled with despair. The middle-aged palace master also took a deep breath. He lowered his head and said, Lin Gongzi, our immortal foundation was indeed in the wrong. That was why the previous palace master died. You have already taken your revenge. Now, I will lead the immortal foundation. I promise that I will not be your enemy in the future. As a palace master, lowering his head to a young man like this. If this spread out, it would definitely be shocking. However, Lin Xian shook his head. I am not at ease. I plan to let Madame Purple Star be the palace master of the immortal foundation. When these words came out, those from the 9-star Palace Master's faction were stunned. Those from Madame Purple Star's faction were overjoyed. The sun was fine. Madame Purple Star even bowed and cupped her fists. From now on, she will respect the young master. Impossible! The middle-aged Palace Master roared crazily. You have no right to interfere in the affairs of our immortal foundation. Lin Xian sneered. Do you think I am discussing with you? I am just informing you. Madame Purple Star, from now on, you are the new Palace Master of the 9-star Immortal Foundation. If they dare to resist, I can help you clean up the sect. Damn it! The middle-aged Palace Master roared. Get into formation and kill them! He was really crazy. He had just become the Palace Master. How could he allow others to snatch it away? What's more, Lin Woody was alone now. He could kill him quietly. The peerless spirit formation in the surroundings was formed as those elders swarmed over from all directions. Lin Xian laughed heartily. Attack? You are courting death. Extremely terrifying reincarnation light appeared in his eyes. Reincarnation fire. With a glance, the soul fire flew out. Those elders hugged their heads and screamed. Their souls burned and fell from the sky one by one. Some people's souls were directly destroyed. Some were seriously injured. In the blink of an eye, hundreds of experts were turned into ashes. The surrounding people felt their scalps go numb. What kind of strength was this? Just a glance was enough to kill so many experts. This was too shocking. Chapter 53:19. All of you back off. Let me kill him. When the middle-aged palace master caught sight of this, his heart was bleeding. These were the powers of the powerful beings of their lineage. Now that so many of them had died, he couldn't accept it. He wanted to kill Lin Fan personally. He was a divine ancestor, a peak great sage. He shouted in anger, and a nebula appeared on his body. Endless starry sky covered the entire area. Then, a pagoda appeared. There were millions of rays of starlight on it, and it charged towards Lin Xian. It was the Starry Treasure Pagoda. The surrounding experts exclaimed in shock. Xi Xing and the rest frowned. Previously, they were confused. Why was this middle-aged man the pagoda master? Because this middle-aged man had just reached the peak great sage realm. Based on cultivation and experience, he shouldn't be the divine ancestor. But now, when they saw the Starry Treasure Pagoda, they didn't understand. Because this person was very talented. Although he had just become a divine ancestor, his future was bright. The Starry Treasure Pagoda was a secret in the 9-star immortal platforms. It was very difficult to cultivate. It was on the same level as the 10 Extremities star map. Now that he had cultivated it, its power was really terrifying. The Starry Treasure Pagoda in the sky was exceptionally bright. The starlight above it descended and covered Lin Xian. Let's see how you're going to die this time. The middle-aged palace master laughed coldly. He was very confident in his own divine ancestor. Lin Xian scoffed. He took out the Hell God's sword and swept it in all directions. The sword light danced in the air like lightning, causing the surrounding starlight to dim. What a terrifying sword technique! The surrounding people were shocked. This was really the young sword god. When the middle-aged palace master saw this, his face turned cold. He shouted in anger, and the starry treasure pagoda descended. This was an extremely terrifying divine ancestor. After it descended, it turned into a huge mountain. The entire world began to shake violently, and countless terrifying cracks appeared in the surroundings. The surrounding sword she was bent. One could imagine how terrifying the starry treasure pagoda was. Seeing this, the middle-aged divine ancestor laughed coldly. Linwoody, you're definitely going to lose this battle. The surrounding spectators were terrified. Lin Fan was too powerful. The starry treasure pagoda was too terrifying. Linwoody was still no match for the venerated ancestor. One after another, earth-shattering voices could be heard. Starry treasure pagoda? He was indeed very strong. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a terrifying light. However, you underestimate my swordsmanship. Let me show you my swordsmanship. Lin Xian roared and waved his sword. That one sword strike was breathtaking. A terrifying aura pierced through the 9 heavens and 10 earths, causing the starry treasure pagoda to shake violently. The starlight on it dimmed. Then, a few more sword strikes landed on it. Instantly, the starry treasure pagoda flew out. The sword chi became more and more terrifying, and all of them hit the same place. The starry treasure pagoda kept on flying backward and a crack appeared on it. With a cracking sound, it shattered into pieces. The middle-aged sacred leader instantly spat out a mouthful of blood. This was his Tao artifact. They were connected by blood. Now that it was damaged, even his foundation was severely damaged. Blood dyed the sky red. He fell into the sea of blood and roared madly. Impossible! What kind of sword technique was this? He had never seen it before. The others were also shocked. What kind of sword technique was Lin Woody using? Lin Xian retracted his sword and said coldly, "This is a sword technique that I created myself. It's called breathtaking." Breathtaking sword technique. Countless people were shocked. This was actually a sword technique that he created himself. Had Lin Woody already reached this stage? Was he going to create his own Tao? The 9-star princess and the others were shocked. To be honest, at their level, creating their own martial arts wasn't a problem at all. However, very few people would use their own martial arts' divine abilities. After all, the martial arts that had been passed down had been refined for tens of thousands of years, or even millions of years. No matter how strong a sacred leader was, he could only live for a few thousand years. It couldn't be compared to the martial arts that had been passed down. Those martial arts had been modified by countless powerful ancestors. They were powerful martial arts. That was the reason why everyone learned to train in those kinds of techniques. But now, Lin Xian's self-created technique surpassed everything else. It was too unbelievable. How high had this person reached in the sword Tao? Impossible. How could he create such a terrifying martial arts divine ability? The middle-aged sacred leader's face was full of disbelief. Lin Xian said in a deep voice. Nothing was impossible. A glimpse of a martial arts divine ability that was like a meteor shining in life, but then dimmed in an instant. Over the years, I've seen too many geniuses, and they're all amazing. They rose in the starry sky and swept across the universe, making people remember them instantly. But then they disappeared and their souls were destroyed. Yan Nantian, the Dragon Prince, and Han Tian were all geniuses of their generation. But in the end, they all died in my hands. I killed countless geniuses and comprehended the great Tao to create this breathtaking sword technique. Now that you have died under this martial arts divine ability, it's not an unjust death. With that said, Lin Xian slashed out again. The martial arts divine ability was indeed terrifying. When the sword lit up, it illuminated the world and everyone couldn't open their eyes. After the sword,